Duckham's, sponsors of the Nationwide Football League on Sky Sports.
Yesterday, Scunthorpe tasted the glory, Leyton Orient experienced the agony. What, I wonder, lies in store for Manchester City and Gillingham? Well, we're about to find out.
It's a digital football game.
For far too long, it's been a story of doom and gloom at Manchester City. Relegation to Division 2 last season proved the lowest point. But today, Joe Royal's side can take a giant leap in the right direction. Standing in their way, the toughest team in the league, Tony Pulis's Gillingham.
It's beaten! Can he strike one? Yes, he can! And it's in! Yes! Bullseye!
Well, it's 13 years since Manchester City supporters have had reason to walk up Wembley Way, and since that full Members' Cup defeat against Chelsea, they've endured untold agony. But throughout the decline, they've stayed loyal, kept their humour for the most part, and they're now hoping to be rewarded for their patience and understanding. And few, I think, would begrudge them that. Except perhaps this lot. 34,000 Gillingham fans are expected today to celebrate the club's first ever Wembley appearance. The Gills have never been in the top two divisions before. They're 90 minutes away now, and the county of Kent waits in expectation. The 1998-99 Division 2 playoff final is a sellout, and it promises so much as Manchester City and Gillingham meet for the right to be in Division 1 next season. Well, both teams have arrived. Gillingham, led by their manager Tony Pulis, looking a little unsure as they get off the bus, which is perhaps no real surprise. They are first-time visitors after all. But their form has been consistent all season. The division's third highest scorers with 75. They have the fourth best defensive record, and they are tough, very tough. Of that, there is absolutely no doubt. And here come the favourite City, led by the experienced Ian Bishop, Jamie Pollock, Richard Edgehill, walking around the coach. Sean Gota, who scored so many goals this season, how he'd love one more this afternoon. Gerard Beacon's important player at the back. Morrison, Gareth Taylor. It's a side full of experience, full of talent. And there's the man hoping to guide them back to the First Division, Big Joe. Well, there's a wonderful atmosphere inside the old stadium today. I'm joined by the Grimsby manager, Alan Buckley, whose team won the Second Division playoff final this time last year. And Clive Allen, formerly of Manchester City. He's always retained a soft spot for the Blues. Alan, this must bring back some pretty fond memories as far as you're concerned.
Yeah, fantastic day, terrific result for us. One thing's for sure, I'm not as tense now as I was this time last year.
I bet. Can you remember just how you were feeling an hour before kick-off this time last year?
Yeah, very tense. All you want to do really is get here and get the team out there and hope they can produce what they've produced all season for you. That's the vital thing. I think what I found was you tend to lose touch with the players from getting here. There's that much happening to 3 o'clock, and then at 3 o'clock you've no contact with them at all, really. And you've got to make sure the preparations are done the morning of the game before you get to Wembley Stadium.
And the whole day just goes by in the blink of an eye, doesn't it?
It does, but strangely enough, a lot of people say you can never remember anything about it, you know, but thinking back, I can remember almost everything that happened that day. It was a fantastic occasion for us and a terrific result.
And Clive, as far as your former side Manchester City are concerned, at last a day in the spotlight for them.
Well, that's right, Marcus. I think that these supporters have been there through thick and thin, most of it thin, unfortunately. And this is a day for them. I think it's a day of celebration, hopefully, but a day in which they will be right behind their team once again. And exactly as Alan said, they'll be just looking for them to put on a show.
City are the hot favourites today, but as I mentioned in the introduction, Alan, Gillingham are a tough crack, aren't they?
Yeah, I think that Tony Pulis did a terrific job at Bournemouth a few seasons ago as manager. They've certainly got these very, very well organised, very well disciplined. They're no quarter given or taken. You know, he'll have done his own work on Manchester City, that's for sure. And I think it'll be a very, very tough game for the Manchester boys.
OK, well, much more on today's game shortly, but we're going to now look back at yesterday's Division 3 playoff final between Scunthorpe and Leyton Orient. A crowd of 37,000 turned up for a match that was expected to be tight. Scunthorpe started as favourites and in the end justified that billing. Commentary from Rob Hawthorne.
Shelton delivers, and the header from Calvo Garcia, and it's a dream start for Scunthorpe United as the Spaniard scores in the 7th minute. Gale looking for Forrester, lovely layoff to Dawson, and Barrett pushes it away. Gaskell looking to give Harsley the slip, and Watts, and a real scramble in there. The Simba looks to turn it in, and some desperate defending in the end from Hope gets it clear. Ling. Now can Leyton Orient make an inroad? It's Simba. And Simba looking to slip in. Inglethorpe, good save. Here's Lee. And he's lost out to Harsley. And this is Stamp, and Harsley's looking for the return and gets it. And Harsley's through here, and it's saved, and there's Stamp with a follow-up, and it's cleared off the line. Still not over, though, the danger. Stamp, blocked again. Good header clear by Wilcox, and Sheldon anywhere will do now for Scunthorpe, but they've clung on long enough, and after a 15-year stay in football's basement division, Scunthorpe will be in Division 2 next season. It's Chris Hope of Scunthorpe who lifts the trophy for winning the last 3rd Division playoff final of the 20th century.
So well done to Scunthorpe United. They'll be playing in the 2nd Division next season. Of course, Manchester City and Gillingham are both desperate to get out of the 2nd Division. We can hear from one of the players who is expected to perform in a big role this afternoon. He hopes so anyway. Paul Dickoff. He's talking to Alan Bentley.
Paul, here we are. You enjoying it already?
Yeah, just taking it all in, you know. First time being here as a player, and the atmosphere is going to be something special.
Now tell us a bit about you and Vince Bartram. You go back a bit, don't you?
Yeah, we do. I mean, I was Vince's best man at his wedding. They get married, I think it's 3 years ago now. And Vince's wife Tracy's godparents to my little girl Lauren as well. So we do go back a bit for our Arsenal days.
But no sentiments out there today?
Oh no, not at all. Just said that there, you know. Once the game gets started, we'll be thoroughly professional, as they say.
And you'd love to put one past him?
Oh, with that, he knows that already. But the main thing is we get the result today. You know, it's a massive game for the club. And the fans, as we can see, they've come out in their thousands again, so it's going to be good.
Thanks a lot, Paul. Cheers.
Thanks, mate.
Well, Dickoff has done very well to force himself into the side in the second half of the season. Clive, it's funny how come a Wembley Cup final or playoff final, there always seems to be a story, and there we have one involving Dickoff and Bartram.
Yeah, and it's quite amazing that obviously Vince Bartram in the goal there could be having to save at the feet of Paul Dickoff at some stage this afternoon, but there'll be no quarters given there, I'm sure. They'll be fiercely competitive. Best of friends off the field, but certainly not when the action starts.
OK, Dickoff, one of the main men as far as Manchester City are concerned. For Gillingham, Andy Hessenthaler is normally a major threat, and he's now with Alan.
Andy, you'll be leading the side out there today. How much are you looking forward to it?
Oh, so much, unbelievable. Can't believe we're here, to be fair, but I'm really looking forward to it, and so are the lads, and we just hope we can get the right result on the day.
So is it the biggest day of your footballing career?
Definitely, no doubt. You know, coming to the game late, so get a chance to play at Wembley at my age is unbelievable.
And a big double for you win today. Watford tomorrow.
Yeah, I've spoken to a few of the lads and wished them all the best, and they phoned me, so hopefully it'll be a double, as you say.
Thanks a lot, Andy. Cheers.
They're out to enjoy themselves. A brief reminder now of how the two clubs came through their playoff semi-finals. Gillingham's first leg was away at Preston. They went behind after 54 minutes. David Ayres rising above the rest to head home, hurting himself in the process. But Robert Taylor conjured up the equaliser, an individual effort, though David Lucas in the Preston goal won't be happy with his contribution. Manchester City got off to the worst possible start at Wigan. A lack of communication between Gerard Vikins and Nicky Weaver led to Stuart Barlow's goal in the very first minute. Michael Brown then saw his powerful shot rebound off the upright. But he turned provider for Paul Dickoff to draw the sides level in the 76th minute. It took the Gills just 2 minutes to take the lead in their second leg. Andy Hessenthaler with his 9th of the season, much to the joy of the Gills fans. And that was enough to book their first ever Wembley appearance. The party began. Gerard Vikins was at the centre of controversy in the second leg of City's tie after that challenge on Kevin Sharp. And Sean Gota rubbed salt in the wounds for Wigan as he somehow bundled that over the line to give City a 2-1 lead. And that was the way it stayed. Manchester City Wembley bound for the 13th time. So that's how they got there, and we can now find out how they're going to line up this afternoon. All the team news from our touchline reporter, Alan Bentley.
Well, thank you for that, Marcus. Let me tell you straight away that Andy Morrison is back for Manchester City, the inspirational skipper. He's had a bit of knee trouble, but he is back. Big boost for Manchester City. Mind you, we're going to start with Gillingham. Here we go. We've heard all about Vince Barker in goal and Paul Dickoff. Well, number 3, Barry Ashby, 4, Paul Smith, 9, Colin Saba, and 11, Robert Taylor. They've all played and lost here for Brentford. Skipper Andy Hessenthaler, just heard from him at 8. He played over 200 games, so Watford could there be a double celebration for him. Let's have a close look now at 2 players in particular. That's Saba and Taylor. Now, number 9, Carlos Saba, started the season at Reading. 22 goals in all competitions for him, including 1 for Reading. Mind you, in the last 11 games, he's only completed 90 minutes twice. I wonder if he's 100% fit. Let's look into at Robert Taylor. He's wearing 11 today. Now, he's weighed in with 20 goals, including all 5, of course, at Burnley. Now, that was a club record, a Division 2 record, and Gillingham's biggest away win. They're both really in peak form. As for Manchester City, here we go with them. Confirmation, number 5, Andy Morrison, is back after knee trouble. Tony Vaughan, he drops down to the bench. Excellent season for Nick Weaver in goal, a club record 26 clean sheets. And if you back number 3, Richard Edgehill, to be first goal scorer, you might struggle. Never scored in almost 150 games. Let's highlight a couple of City players for you now, starting with that man, Paul Dickoff. Once Arsenal, 14 goals this season. That's a best ever return as far as he's concerned. And his hat-trick against Lincoln last month, well, amazingly, that was the first of his career. He's alongside Sean Gota, top scorer this season. As for Terry Cook, what a signing. He's been a major impact since he arrived on loan from Manchester United. Now, the deal became permanent. An initial fee of £600,000 could rise to £1 million. 7 goals for him. That's all the team news, Marcus. Back to you upstairs.
Thank you, Alan. 2 pretty strong-looking lineup. City 4-4-2, of course. Andy Morrison in the side. That's got to be good news for Joe Royle and co, Alan.
Very combative player, isn't he? He looks like a nightclub bouncer, doesn't he? Certainly not somebody I would have liked to have played against, that's for sure. But the lad gives his whack. He's a good captain. He's a good leader of men, and maybe that's what they'll need out there this afternoon with with the very, very disciplined approach of Gillingham.
Yeah, Gillingham, as I mentioned before, Clive, have a good defensive record and a good strike record up front. So Morrison and co are going to have their work cut out at both ends of the field, aren't they?
I think that's really where the game could be won and lost. It's City's defensive record, which is outstanding away from home, against the two strikers who are in form. And Saba's doubt about his being 100%, but they combine very, very well, and it's how really Morrison and Vikings can hold those two.
Okay. Well, when it comes to celebrity supporters, I imagine that Liam and Noel Gallagher are two of the most famous. They're huge City fans, of course. And Noel Gallagher is now talking to our reporter, Ned Bolting.
Noel, another big day for Manchester City. You've seen a few in your time.
I haven't actually, no. I've seen one League Cup final and one FA Cup final replay that we got beaten, so this is that's about it, really.
Why do you do it to yourselves, Manchester City supporters? You're a long-suffering crowd, aren't you?
You just get born with it, don't you? I mean, all my cousins and that, because we're all Irish, you know what I mean? So they're all United fans, and for some bizarre psychedelic reason, my dad decided to take us to Main Road first, so cheers, Dad.
There's another team involved in Manchester, wasn't there? They had a little game in Barcelona midweek. What are your feelings about that?
Yeah, no, apparently, yeah, they won something, but I don't know what it is.
How do you rate the opposition today?
Some of the fans are pretty cheeky, actually. We're getting a bit of stick coming up there, actually.
Were you?
Yeah. But you probably think I'm our kid.
Apparently it's going to be quite a tough game. Gillingham is a strong physical team.
I don't know. It's a one-off game and it can go anywhere, but at least we're not going to get relegated anyway, that's the main thing. And
do you actually enjoy occasions like this, or do you find it a bit tense?
Yeah, it's too nerve-wracking, because well, it's funny because I can't actually drink or smoke today because I've got a gig tonight down at the Forum in London, so I've actually got to bite my nails all day today.
Chewing gum all day, is it?
Right, yeah, chewing gum and nails, yeah.
All right, well, enjoy the day. Thanks very much.
See you later.
Chewing gum and nails instead of cigarette and alcohol. Wasn't that one of their other songs? Don't forget, by the way, we've got Elton John tomorrow, so it's a real pop-tastic weekend as far as the Nationwide League playoff finals are concerned. It's all about Manchester City and Gillingham today. A lot of supporters already inside the ground. Another terrific atmosphere inside the old stadium. After the break, we're looking at the danger men. Welcome back to Wembley, where City fans are out in force, making the most of their big day. Not a red shirt in sight. But enough Gillingham fans here to spoil the City party. Now, there's a choice of live sport coming up for you tomorrow on our 3 Sky Sports channels. On Sky Sports 1, live World Cup cricket, Scotland against New Zealand. Sky Sports 2, we're back here at Wembley for the Division 1 playoff final between Bolton and Watford. And on Sky Sports 3, more live World Cup cricket as Pakistan take on Bangladesh. Now, the bookies have made their minds up about today's game quite emphatically. City 9-4 on favourites, Gillingham 13-8. And Sean Goder is expected to score the first goal at 5-1, just ahead of his strike partner Paul Dickoff. Messrs Asaba and Taylor at 7s, Terry Cook 8-1. How ironic if a former Manchester United player scored a significant goal for Manchester City today. But in Goder and Asaba, we certainly have two of the most prolific strikers in the second division. More than 40 goals between them. There is Sean Goder, 21 this season. He started at Manchester United. Alex Ferguson signed him following a pre-season friendly between United and Bermuda. Didn't last long at Old Trafford, Clive, but via Rotherham and Bristol City, he's become a bit of a favourite at Main Road, hasn't he?
He has, yeah. He's a bit of a cult figure there. I think the thing is he gets in the right positions. That's why he scores so many goals. He's a target man, holds the ball up well. And as you say, City are certainly relying on his goal-scoring form to continue this afternoon.
Well, down the other end, Carl Asaba, who broke Gillingham's club record when he was signed for £600,000 from Reading. Now, Alan, he made his name at Brentford. Didn't have a particularly happy time at Reading, did he?
No, he didn't, not at Reading, but for sure he made a bit of a name for himself at Brentford, scored a lot of goals there. It's proved a useful acquisition for Tony at Gillingham, and obviously he's looking for him to continue the rich vein of scoring form he's got.
Yeah, he's definitely one to work out for. I suppose it's all down to confidence. He went to Reading, the goals didn't quite come for him, but he's moved to Gillingham and he's popped up with more than 20.
The thing was, Marcus, it was a massive fee for a club like Gillingham to play when you're talking about £600,000. But what he's done is scored the goals that Tony Pulis had a lot of faith in buying him, and almost, you would say, at that level, putting his neck on the line to pay that sort of money. But to end up in this situation certainly will pay that dividend back.
Yeah, 600,000 for him. The previous club record had been paid for that guy, Robert Taylor, 500,000, also from Brentford, having started his career at Leyton Orient, who were, of course, here yesterday. Together, they're almost...
Yeah, they're a good pair. He's a very strong, aggressive player, the lad Taylor. I think what Tony did was use the £2 million he got for Akinbaye and spent it very wisely on that front pairing, and they've certainly produced the goals for him this season.
This was his wonderful day when he got all 5 at Burnley, which equalled the record in the second division, and he became the first Gillingham player to score 5 in an away fixture.
Yeah, as you can see there, I mean, he's such a big, strong lad, very strong in the air, but he scores all sorts of goals. Look, close tappings, side foots, headers, a bit like the gentleman next to me used to.
Who, me?
Not really, you. I'm thinking of the one on my left there.
Fair enough. 115 in 347. That is his goal-scoring record. Now, Andy Hessenthaler, we've already heard from him. So consistent over the years. And this year, Clive, 9 goals. He'd only managed 17 in the previous 7 seasons.
Yeah, he's thoroughly enjoying himself, I think, this season. And he certainly is a driving force with his team. He makes them tick, he drives them on. You see the enthusiasm he has for the game, even at, his ripe old age. I think he'll enjoy every moment of this afternoon. And he will certainly lead his team by example.
Yeah, he is a driving force. Going back to the Manchester City side, Terry Cook, 700,000, going on to $1 million, depending on the number of appearances. It is so rare for a Manchester United player to go to Manchester City, but the City fans don't worry about that, do they?
Of course they don't, not when he produces goals like that. Very good at set pieces, very lively player. I think he went there on loan originally, didn't he, and made Joe and the Manchester City board buy him, really. A little bit like Ben Thornley at Huddersfield, another Manchester United lad that have had to move on to make a name for themselves a little bit better.
Yeah, and Joe Royle has been saying, Main Road is a wide open pitch. It was crucial for City to have wide players, and he's fitted the bill perfectly for them.
He has, yes, and you've got to say full credit to him, because it was always going to be a difficult situation to move across the city, but he's done remarkably well. The fans have taken to him. He's repaid them with important goals. And I think he'll be looking forward to showing everybody what he's capable of here at Wembley this afternoon.
Well, the decline of Manchester City in recent years has been a source of great amusement to many people, but not to those personally connected with this famous old club. May 1993, and the Main Road faithful were cheering a team on a high. 6th spot in the Premiership under player-manager Peter Reid. Since then, City's story has been one of spectacular decline. Boardroom wrangling dogged the club's every move. Long-time chairman Peter Swales was ousted in a long and bitter hate campaign against him. Ex-Main Road glory boy Francis Lee took charge, only to reside over one of City's lowest periods. Managers came and went at an alarming rate. Under Brian Horton, they avoided relegation from the Premiership. But under Lee's friend Alan Ball, the dreaded drop became reality. To a poor start to the 96-97 campaign, but his departure gave way to further chaos. Asa Hartford, Steve Coppell, Phil Neal, and eventually Frank Clark all tried their hand over the next 4 months. All failed to get City out of the bottom half. Their home form last season was disastrous. Only 5 wins from 17 games persuaded Lee to replace Clark. Joe Royle took over, but with only 2.5 months to save the situation, he was powerless to halt the slide. On a hot, tense and extraordinary afternoon on the final day at Stoke, they did eventually discover their scoring touch. But it was all in vain. Portsmouth and Port Vale had won. City were down again. New chairman David Bernstein brought a fresh approach to the boardroom, and this season there has at last been something to smile about. Victory against Stoke kept City in touching distance of the playoffs, and their best win of the campaign at Burnley lifted them into the top 6. A strong run-in took them to 3rd, something to celebrate, and those City fans are hoping for more today. Well, a number of the Manchester City players from the golden era are here this afternoon. One of them is Mike Summerby, and he's now talking to our reporter Ned Bolting.
Mike, you've been here now for quite a while. You've had a bit of a chance to sample the atmosphere. It's a huge game for your club, isn't it?
It's probably the biggest game in the club's history, to be honest. To get us back on the right track, back in, to get into the First Division and then, eventually get back into the Premier Division. It's a massive game for us today.
A tough old season for City as well, with all the other clubs being so up for it when they've been playing City.
Well, it is, everybody loves to come to a big stadium with big crowds, and every team that comes to Main Road, it's their cup final. So it's a very difficult game for the players to play in every time they play at home. And when they go away, all the grounds are full. So it's not been an easy season, but I think they've done very well. Joe Rowland, Willie Donachie, and the players have done superbly well.
And Mike, your personal memories of Wembley as a player, of course, you were here with that great team in the early 70s, weren't you, a few times?
Yeah, I played in the cup final here, which we won. I played in the League Cup final, we won. Another League Cup final, I played here with England. So, I have been here quite a few times, and it's not an easy place to play, It's quite an awe-inspiring place, so you really got to be up for it. You've got to be right in the mind to play here.
You look a little bit apprehensive. Are you confident?
Well, I'm confident we'll win, yes. I just keep my fingers crossed, but football's a funny old game, It's a funny game,
Thanks very much, Mike.
Thank you very much, Tom.
Cheers. Thank you. Thank you.
So he reckons it's the biggest game in the club's history. Would you go along with that, Alan?
I think he's probably right to get them back on the right footing. As you've seen from the earlier clip there, they've had probably too many managers and too many chairmen in recent years. The one thing that is pretty good stability-wise at the club is the fantastic support they have, and with the support they've had all season, in spite of the relegations, who's to say that those supporters don't deserve to get back in amongst the big boys like Grimsby in the First Division?
Absolutely right. And when you think of Mike Summerby, Clive, it reminds you of all the great players who wore Manchester City colours pretty recently. I mean, they had a great team in the 70s, didn't they?
They did, yeah, and teams following that have always have to live in their shadow, Marcus. I played there myself for 3 years. The one thing that's always been consistent, as Alan said, is this fantastic support. When you think of the knocks that they've taken over the years, the relegations, to end up with a day like today, it is massive for them. But as Mike Summerby said, it is so important for the club to get back on the right track.
Absolutely. Well, we'll hear from some of those Manchester City supporters in just a moment. But first of all, what do the Gillingham fans make of their team's chances this afternoon?
I think they'll win. I think Carlos Arbor scored 2 goals, 2-0, Gillingham.
They've been waiting for this for years, and now they're going up. And City are staying where they are.
They're going to win, and they're going to win 2-0, and it's going to be brilliant. We're all going to enjoy ourselves.
Brilliant. Got to win. Can't lose. Cannot lose.
Teddy Cook today is going to do four goals. Teddy Cook, forget the trouble. It's in there.
Well, really, myself personally, I don't worry about Man U. Just congratulations to them, and we just got to get on with his own thing and get up the divisions and get playing against them again.
Oh, we're going to win easily. First time we've been to Wembley, we're going to win 3-0. Can't wait.
I think they're going to win 3-0. Go to get the first goal, 3-0 easy.
Well, let's forget about United anyway. We're not interested in United. All we're interested in is Man City getting back to Division 1, and getting back to the Premiership and challenging for major honours.
I've had United fans coming up to me all week and saying, we don't want you to win it, we want you back in the First Division and we want you back in the Premiership as soon as possible.
Well, that's good to hear, some magnanimous Manchester United supporters, but it's all about Manchester City this afternoon. After the break, we'll have the thoughts of the two managers. Tell you what, it's amazing how quickly Wembley fills up these days. The first time the Second Division playoff final has been a sellout. Now there is more live Super League coming up for you tonight over on Sky Sports 1. It's Castleford against Leeds. That's tonight from 6:30 on Sky Sports 1. But here on Sky Sports 2 we are concentrating on the 98-99 Second Division playoff final between Gillingham and Manchester City. It's only the third time they've met. All the games coming this season. Finished 0-0 at Main Road in November. At the Priestfield Stadium in April, City won 2-0. Terry Cook put them in front with a pretty useful left foot volley. And Kevin Warlock's deflected free kick guaranteed the points and ended Gillingham's home run of 17 games without defeat. High time we heard from the two managers. First of all, Joe Royal, who earlier this week spoke to Alan Bentley.
Joe, the bookies have made you favourites, but I guess you're anticipating a tough game.
Very tough game. It's nice to be favourites. It's nice to have that respect, but it'll be a very, very tough game. They're a good side, good, strong side.
Do you think people underestimate how good they are in the footballing sense?
Probably. A lot's made of the way that they're very good at corners and free kicks, and they play off their front men, but there's nothing wrong in direct football if it's played properly.
Nonetheless, is the feeling amongst your camp that if you play to your potential, you can win this one?
We felt that all season about whoever we've played in this division, and we just took a little time getting going to prove it, but we've 2 defeats in 26 games, so that proves that we're consistent.
Just tell us about the mood in the camp. You've been with the players all week. Are they all looking forward to this?
Yeah, they're flying. They're flying. They're young, actually. Just looking this morning, you're on top of them all the time. You don't realise, but there's a very young influx of players, and they're handling it very well. Let's hope they do on Sunday.
As for you, I mean, usually you're up in the director's box. You're going to be on the touchline. Does that matter to you? Does that play on your mind?
No, not at all. You know, last time I was at Wembley on the touchline, we won, so I'll take that as an omen.
Thanks a lot, Joe.
Well, he had a smile on his face then. Alan, you know Joe Royal pretty well. How would you gauge his performance at Manchester City so far?
I think he's done exceptionally well, you know. I mean, there's not a lot Joe could do when they went down at the end of last season. Certainly, it's very, very difficult to bounce straight back up at the first attempt. Hopefully for Joe that'll happen this afternoon, but he knows the game inside out, does Joe. I think probably last time he was at Wembley Stadium could have been when they beat Manchester United in the Cup, couldn't
Absolutely
it?
right,
So
yeah.
He'll know his way around this stadium, OK?
He will. 7 times he's been here as either a club player or manager. Second half of the season, they've really gelled, haven't they, Clive? Looking at the league table, back in December they were as low as 12th, but just 2 defeats in their last 24. He's really turned things around since the new year.
He has turned things around. It was a massive job, a massive task he had. He had to clear out a big playing staff. He's had to buy and sell, predominantly sell, because of balancing the books, and also instill the confidence in the team, which you've now seen with the run that they've gone on. They obviously understand what Joe's looking for. He's got Manchester City at heart, and he's doing a fine job up to this point.
OK, well, another man who's done a very fine job this season is the Gillingham manager, Tony Pulis, and he's now talking to Alan.
Tony, it's your first time here as a player or as a manager. You enjoying it?
Yeah, it's very exciting, you know, the atmosphere and everything else, and, you know, we've still got an hour to kick off. But the players are looking forward to it. The important thing is now we get them in the dressing room, we get them focused on the game.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, for all the occasions, it's winning that matters, isn't it?
We're pleased with the conditions today, you know, it's a bit overcast. We watched the game yesterday, and I thought both teams were a credit with the conditions. It's a bit more overcast. The gods have been kinder to ourselves and Man City, and I think it'll be... with a little bit of rain we've had as well, a quicker game, a more exciting game.
Now, if you are to win, what would be the key to your success?
Well, we've scored goals all season. I think it's only Preston and Fulham who have scored more goals in the league. So we, you know, for all what people say about us being a big, physical, strong side, you have a look at the facts, and we've scored goals.
Thanks a lot, Tony.
Okay.
Tony Pulis talking to Alan a short time ago, and an interesting point he made at the end there. Clive, we talk about them being tough, but they have got a very good goal-scoring record, and they have the ability to play some very decent football as well, don't they?
Well, that's right. I think people look at the physical side of their game. They're strong and they're tough, but you don't get into this position unless you play decent football. And he's right in saying and making the point that they can score goals, and I think that will be a worry for Manchester City, that they know that they're coming up against 2 strikers who can score and are in form.
And looking at the recent history of Gillingham, Alan, what, 3 years ago they were in the hands of the receivers, they were in all sorts of trouble, but clever Wheeler dealing behind the scenes and a useful manager, and look what's happened.
Yeah, there's a big turnaround at Gillingham in recent seasons, a little bit like Charlton were in, you know, not too long ago. Done a terrific job, Tony. I thought it was interesting really what he said Marcus, about trying to get the players in the dressing room and getting them focused on the game. Remember, I found it very difficult to sort of get inside the heads for that last 3/4 of an hour before kick-off. And hopefully, as I say, Tony can do his little bit today and it should be an exciting game.
And 34,000 Gillingham supporters. Bear in mind the fact that their average attendance at the Priestfield is around about 7, so presumably we've got lots of aunts and grandmothers and distant cousins who've been dragged out of the woodwork and brought along to Wembley. It's going to be a great afternoon. The live action is after the break. And welcome back to a very colourful Wembley kick-off in the second division playoff final. Just over 10 minutes away. It's Gillingham against Manchester City. Gillingham's first ever appearance at the Twin Towers. Manchester City's 13th. At the moment, the crowd are enjoying Russell Watson, who is performing Nessun Dorma. It has to be said, but he's doing his best. Certainly no one is going to sleep this afternoon. If those Manchester City supporters knew that Russell Watson was a Manchester United fan, they may give him a rather more fiery reception, but we won't tell them that. Russell. Well, Alan Buckley and Clive Allen are up with me, looking down on this wonderful scene. First ever sellout of a second division playoff final. And it just has that atmosphere, doesn't it, Clive? Something special you feel is going to happen.
It's always special coming to Wembley, and I'm sure Alan experienced that last year, but for the City supporters, they know how important it is for the club. They want something to shout about, and this is an opportunity for them this afternoon.
Well, Alan, we were talking about your experiences here this time last year. Of course, you took Grimsby to Wembley twice last year because you won the auto windscreen final as well. Can you hear the crowd at all from inside those dressing rooms?
Not really. It's very, very muffled, and even when you're just congregating in the tunnel before you make that walk out onto the pitch there, it's very muffled as well. But you know, as soon as you get out of that tunnel into the openness of the stadium and the fireworks go off, it's really something else. As I say, it's a fantastic occasion.
There's always this awkward moment inside the tunnel when everyone seems to just stand about shaking hands, slapping each other on the back. I suppose you don't really know what you're meant to be saying at that point, do you? Presumably you've said all the important things by then.
Well, of course you have. I mean, all you want now really is to get out there and hope your team does itself justice. I mean, you do shake hands with the opposition manager and then walk out, but your thoughts, it's serious business from now on, that game. Serious business for all the fans. Everybody connected with both clubs. A big day.
This is where it's like no other game, isn't it? Because you do have that extra long walk to actually get out onto the playing surface. All you want to do is get the ball on the playing surface and knock it around, get a feel for it. But this hanging about, it can unsettle players. There's no doubt about that.
Can you see up to the end of the tunnel and just see a glint of green grass and perhaps blue sky?
Not really. No. All they can see looking that way is a bit of very brightness, and at the far end of the stadium, just spaces.
You are actually down below pitch level there.
Yes, you are. Yeah.
It's quite a little slope. All you see
there you
is
go.
the white line.
You
see the top of the stand at the other end. But I tell you what, when you emerge and that roar goes up, that is something magical, Marcus. It really is.
But they certainly stage it well, Marcus. Now Wembley Stadium and the playoffs with the fireworks and everything about it. But I mean, that walk, you're so proud of making that walk, really, with your team behind you. And I'll tell you what, when you're walking out there, you need 11 or 14 really trustworthy players behind you that day.
culmination of a very hard season. Joe Royal has emerged from the lavatories at last, or wherever he was conducting his final bits of preparation. A little shake of a hand there. Everyone just can't wait to get out. It's like waiting for a bus. Well, it isn't really, but you know what I mean.
I'll tell you what, Mark, they're not calm. The butterflies are there in the stomach.
I think it's just not about, though, you've got one game that's going to decide. It's your 49th game, basically, isn't it, of a league campaign. 46 in the league, 2 playoff semi-finals, and you've got this. And all the rest is insignificant. It's just what your team do now. The next couple of hours, and they're going to know exactly what it's what it brings for next season as well.
It doesn't matter how you play, does it? You just want the result now. First and foremost, win the game.
Well, I think really you set the stall out that, as Clive says, the most important thing is that you win. But you know that to win, your team have got to play. It was no good as at Grimsby going out there last year and trying to do something different. We needed to play our football to win.
Well, here they come. And listen to that noise. There may be some hard men in both those teams, but I'm sure that every set of legs is trembling just a little bit at the moment.
Without any doubt at all, Marcus, the nerves are really rumbling now, that's for sure. And this is where, again, it's so different from any other game. This is why now, as a player, you want to get this over with as quickly as possible. You want to get down to the business.
Which is a shame in a way, because it'd be great to be able to take in every moment of this and then perform. But of course, you've got to be a professional first. It's not a day trip to London.
There's a job to be done, and a big job at that.
Frank Clark said something interesting this time yesterday. He said as the players emerge from the tunnel, he looks at both teams. Whichever one is waving at friends and supporters, he backs the other team because he thinks they are being more focused. And I thought that was quite an interesting little comment there.
I think it can be, but I mean, I noticed a week ago the Manchester United lads waving to their relatives. It didn't seem to do them any harm. Not that I want to disagree with Frank.
Okay, that blows that theory down in flames.
We've got a football match, Marcus, that's what it is, and really at times I don't think everything goes out the window. It comes down to who performs, who gets the rub of the green on the day, on this occasion.
And of course
I think obviously
let's continue now.
So on the day, I mean, they've got more named players, I suppose, Manchester City, but whichever team settles down and plays into their rhythm should hopefully win the game today, the best footballing team.
But of course, the special guest must now be introduced to both teams. Chief guest today, by the way, is Mr. Mike Lazenby, who is the Divisional Director of Marketing for the Nationwide Building Society. And the other gentlemen shaking hands are Peter Middleton, the Chairman of the Football League, and David Dent, who is the Secretary of the Football League. Andy Morrison, the skipper, doing the introductions. There's the experienced Ian Bishop, 34 now. Last scored for Manchester City almost 10 years ago in his first spell. If Joe Royal takes him off the bench and puts him on, well, that could be a story in itself. And Joe looks reasonably calm and relaxed at the moment. He's trying to savour the moment. Perhaps looking for a few friends and family.
He's been there and done it, hasn't he? Been to an FA Cup final, underdogs as Everton were, and won. So Joe looks pretty relaxed, pretty calm.
And Andy Hessenthaler introduces his team to the dignitaries. Beneath grey skies, it poured with rain a couple of hours or so before kick-off. Like a monsoon, but fortunately that's eased off. It's cool, pretty good conditions for playing a game of football, I suppose.
Absolutely perfect, Marcus. It was quite a torrential downpour. That would have made this pitch is perfect anyway, but it would be absolutely perfect for a game of football.
And what a moment for Tony Pulis, who has worked wonders in the leafy county of Kent. We don't associate Kent with football very much, but my goodness, he's put Gillingham on the map over the past 12 months or so. Well, we and the set-out crowd are now going to pause for the national anthem. There we go, the stage is set and it's time for us to join our match commentators, Alan Brazil and Rob Hawkins.
Well, Manchester has become the party capital of Europe, it seems, but are these celebrations to go into a third week and to involve the blue half of the city? Joe Royle's major concern has been to screen his players from the sense of celebration at just reaching Wembley, and he knows just how tough Gillingham will be. Well, Gillingham have impressed everyone in the second division with their resolve, particularly as the stakes were raised in the run-in. Their team, which is unchanged from the one that started the second leg of the semi-final win against Preston, includes 4 members of the Brentford side that lost in this final against Crewe 2 years ago. Barry Ashby, Paul Smith, and the front two, Carlos Saba and Robert Taylor. But the most experienced Wembley campaigner is number 7, Mark Patterson. He's here for a third visit after an Anglo-Italian final with Derby and a playoff final with Plymouth.
Well, we've had a magnificent voice in Russell Watson. Fireworks, brilliant. Are we going to get fireworks this afternoon? Let's hope so. Gillingham with 5 at the back. Patterson, Ashby, Pennock, Butters and Southall. Then the 3 in midfield, and for me, this is a key. Hesson, Tyler, Smith and Galloway. Hesson Tyler in particular, I think, has been absolutely outstanding for Gillingham this year. Very, very busy, loves the ball to feet, trying to spark off Taylor and Asaba. Smith's a holding player, he'll be digging, trying to close down the 4 in midfield for Manchester City. And Galloway on the left-hand side with Southall. They'll be trying to stem Terry Cook, so dangerous for City. And up front, Robert Taylor, what a great season, 20 goals. Asaba alongside him, between them, 42 goals. This is going to be some match.
The return of Andy Morrison could have huge significance for Manchester City. He missed both legs of the semi-final, but returns after a knee injury to be the guiding hand in front of 20-year-old goalkeeper Nicky Weaver, and alongside fellow defenders Lee Crooks, who's 21, and Richard Edgehill, who's played in the Premiership but is still only 24. Terry Cook, who's sacrificed being a part of Manchester United's treble-winning squad, may well see his desire for first-team football rewarded today, and it's a former Old Trafford apprentice, Sean Gota, partnering Paul Dickoff in attack.
Well, Joe Royle goes 4-4-2. An impressive Nicky Weaver, 6'4" in goal. The 4 in front of him, Lee Crooks, right full-back, Gerard Vikens and Andy Morrison. Wonder how Morrison's knee will hold up. Ligament damage, we're told, but he's so influential. The big centre-half back there for City. Edgehill, left-hand side. In front of Edgehill, the 4 across the middle. Horlock, Whitley in there for a little bit of bite. Brown, tremendous engine in him. And Cook, who could be the match winner, right-hand side. Cook, specialist at free kicks. We've seen him do it a couple of times this season. Gillingham have to be aware of that. And up front, Dickoff never stops running, tireless, Harry's defenders, and alongside could be the match winner, 21 goals this season, Sean Gota.
Well, Joe Royle has a good record at Wembley, and he's won on his last 2 visits here as a manager. He led Everton to their FA Cup success of 1995 against Manchester United here, and there was a 1-0 win against Blackburn 3 months later in the Charity Shield. And the shadow of United looms large in the team he puts out today. Terry Cook, who celebrated making his move from Old Trafford permanent with a goal against Gillingham in the 2-0 victory last month. And there's a former Old Trafford apprentice in the team, Sean Gota, who went to Manchester United from Bermuda, but didn't get his first crack in league football until he went to Rotherham, for whom he played here in the Auto Windscreen Shield final. Well, what can you say about the Manchester City fans? They've been loyal to the cause throughout. Average 28,000 at Main Road, and it was no surprise that their allocation of tickets was quickly snapped up for this game. More of a surprise, perhaps, was how quickly Gillingham's allocation was snapped up. They've averaged just 7,000, but they'd sold out their tickets within 2 days of them going on sale. It's Gillingham who keep the blue in their strip, and Manchester City who've had to change. Sean Gota and Paul Dickoff will get the 1999 Second Division playoff final here at Wembley underway. And maybe a sign of the game is just how Andy Hessenthaler will dig in, and he was in there with an early challenge just to let the City midfield know that he was there. But Dickoff here looking to lay it off.
Tell you what, Rob, that looked handball to me. That looked handball. Matt Halsey having none of it. Dickoff furious, remonstrating with the referee. I think the ball certainly struck a hand or an arm. Dickoff just flicks on. Have a look there. That is a penalty. It's inside the box, and what a let-off. Barry Ashby having a bit of fortune, good fortune.
Within the first 30 seconds of this contest, controversy already. Here's Gerard Beekins. Both teams well pumped up for this contest, and Paul Dickoff has taken a heavy knock.
Well, we're looking forward to a bright, bubbly start. We've certainly got that. What a let-off for the Kent side.
Hessenthaler. Here's Asaba. And now Bob Taylor.
Well, Whitley looked as if to me as if he caught Taylor. Taylor's gone down. Now the referee's going to have to sort this out. It's an electric start. We had the fireworks, and fireworks inside the first 2 minutes. Wow, what about this for a let-off? Dickoff the flick on. Watch Ashby's left arm going there. And that clearly, for me, inside the box is a penalty.
Well, Adrian Pennock is getting booked for the challenge that left Dickoff floored. A yellow card in the first 2 minutes of the game.
Well, Gillingham, there's no doubt about this. Gillingham are going to close, they're going to bite. And look at this for a challenge. That's late. Pennock scything down Dickoff.
A yellow card for Adrian Pennock, and a busy start for the referee. Mark Halsey's first match at Wembley in his third year on the Football League list. And those in the know reckon that he probably got the toughest of all the playoff finals. And maybe the opening few minutes have proved that. Presiding over this free kick now, which Hessenthaler will take. And he's caught them out, maybe. It's Guy Butters.
And Weaver diving, springing to his right there. We're all looking for the ball into the box for Sabara Taylor. And suddenly Butters arrives on his left foot, always swerving away. But look at Weaver diving away to his right just to make sure. Good strike, just always drifting away from Weaver's right hand upright.
Well, they have such physical strength in the penalty area that it was a good ploy for Butters to come forward almost unnoticed. Dickoff back from Pennock. Crooks climbing with Asaba. And here's Andy Morrison, who's been preferred to Tony Vaughan in the heart of that Manchester City defence. And Paul Smith.
Gillingham is certainly a case of shoot on sight, isn't it? Smith found himself a little bit of space. Mark Halsey getting in the way a little bit, the referee. But Weaver right behind it. I think City, they realise, Rob, that Gillingham are not going to give an inch here. They're going to be biting the tackles, closing down. And City have to match them with this physical battle.
I know we often say about the first goal here could be really crucial, because if Gillingham do get an early lead, as they've shown in the semi-final against Preston, they're capable of defending in depth to hold on to it. So City here looking to break through with Dickoff's cross.
Just getting behind Ashby there, the little fella. You know Sean Goter's in the box, and with his left foot, he's trying to get it in early. Applauding the service. Goter was central, just looking for the perfect pass.
Paul Dickoff was the best man at Vince Bartram's wedding. Former colleagues of each other at Arsenal. Families are very close, but Dickoff says he won't mind if he gives him a kick or two during the course of this match.
I'm sure he didn't say that.
Morrison. Ashby, Smith.
Well, Dickoff's certainly been involved, hasn't he? And he's such a pest if you're a centre-half, this little fella. He really works the line, puts centre-halves under pressure, and you need that on a big occasion like this. And very important as well, Morrison winning the early battle with Taylor.
Morrison's kick. Goalkeepers always like to get a good early comfortable catch in. Helped on by Asaba. Morrison. 28 years of age, Andy Morrison. He was a substitute for Blackburn here in a Charity Shield match.
Normally a good striker of the ball, just miscuing that one. putting his side under a little bit of pressure.
Santala. This is Patterson. Header clears by Crooks. Smith. Towards Southall. Challenge on him was by Cook. Manchester City have taken 4 points from their 2 games with Gillingham this season. 0-0 and 2-0 in their favour.
Carlos Saba, we all know this guy's got a bit of skill. Is it going to be his afternoon? He can find the back of the net when he's on form. Good touch. Taylor, his strike partner, big, bustling. 5 goals against Burnley. It must be his dream to score here.
Well, it was a hugely disappointing day for the 4 Brentford players in the Gillingham lineup when they lost here to Crewe. They never really performed. It was the most one-sided playoff final of that weekend, with a surprise in many respects that Crewe only scored 1 goal. Southall.
So it's a fantastic atmosphere here. It's the City fans you hear at the moment with an anthem, but I tell you what, Gillingham fans, I'm amazed how many have turned up here. All decked out in the blue shirts.
Butters. Here's Crooks. And back from Andy Morrison. City used to playing in front of packed crowds, but Gillingham less so. Here's Southall. And the slip by Crooks has let Southall get through here. And Asaba couldn't control the shot, hits it against the shins of Morrison.
I'll tell you what, if Asaba had left that, Taylor was right behind him all alone.
And neither team too unhappy that some of the heat from yesterday has disappeared, and the conditions have been overcast, but that may have left its mark on the surface, judging from how Lee Crooks lost his footing then. This is Michael Brown. Edgehill. Dick off. Here's Whitley. And he's ambitious.
Basham always had that covered. Jeff Whitley doesn't get too many. On his right foot, try to strike it. But earlier on, good run from this fella Southall. With a downpour here at 5:30. Look at Crooks go down. The pitch was actually flooded just in the afternoon. But look at Taylor right behind Asaba. Could he have left it?
Brown. Helped on by Gota. This is Patterson. Richard Edgehill. There's Ashby. Headed again, Smith. Manchester City throw. Richard Edgehill, just 24 years of age. One of the 2 players in this City lineup who were around when they were in the Premiership. Michael Brown being the other one. There's a massive pruning job on for Joe Royle when he took over the club. And now they're on the brink of completing the first part of the recovery process. And Gillingham here working really hard. Galloway has gone into the area if Asaba can find him. And he has. It's Galloway, good control, and he tests Weaver, who has to push it away for the corner.
That's very, very unlucky. It's a good strike as well from Galloway. I don't know if you noticed, Whitley, again, he slipped over early on, and suddenly Galloway gets a bit of luck there on his left peg, bang! Good stop from the keeper.
Weaver had his angles covered well to deny Galloway. Here's Hessenthaler with a corner. Butters gets in front of the goalkeeper, who has to punch. And it's Crooks who gets it away. Southall. Now Smith. Patterson. Butters and Taylor are both in there. Galloway looking to latch onto it, but it's Brown who's there first. Well won by Hessenthaler. And he's away again from Crooks, who once more has stumbled. This time the challenge is by Cook. Free kick.
I tell you, Rob, anyone who thought Gillingham were going to be intimidated by this atmosphere, the big occasion at Wembley, well, they're wrong. 10 minutes gone, and Gillingham, for me, are the brighter. It's a better start.
Their form tailed off in April. They suffered 3 straight defeats then, but they're now unbeaten in 5 coming into this game, 4 of which have been victories. They've held their form when it mattered, and now need this one last victory of the season. Weaver claws at it, just gets a single hand to it.
Taylor was right behind them as well, Rob, but 6'4", you'd expect him to get a hand on them. It's impressed me this season.
Here's Vikins. Now Morrison.
Every time Morrison gets it, he's looking to ping one in behind Ashby, looking for the runs of Dickoff.
Here's Brown. Dickoff. Happened by Whitley, cleared by Pennock to Hessenthaler. Now Smith. Deakins. Saba.
It's fast and furious out there, isn't it? The ball pinging about.
Probably a bit of space for Crooks. Now Cook. Oh, there's a great team ethic about Gillingham. They do work very hard for each other. Crooks. Gota. This is Galloway. Southall. Neatly got away from Crook. Butters. Hessenthaler. He sets Smith away well. He's got Taylor and Asaba to his left, but City have 5 back. Edgehill. Kevin Horlock. Ashby.
It's the second ball that City have got to win, Rob, and it's gone up to Dickoff in the air. There's no doubt that Gillingham are winning it. It's the knockdowns the City midfield must be getting after. Well, if there's going to be aerial balls, sorry, Beacon slides. If there's going to be aerial balls, maybe they should be going to Gota round the little small Scot up there. Gota the target man, Dickoff the man, trying to run in behind, using his little sprint, 10 yards.
It's a partnership that Joe Royle has come to late on in the season, had originally paired Gota with Gareth Taylor, who's among his substitutes today. Here's Asaba. And Vikins prevents the corner.
I just feel that Asaba could have the pace on the 2 centre-halves. You know, Vikins has done really well there. Asaba just trying to knock it in the space and go on then. I'll test you out. How quick are you? You can certainly get the better of Morrison, I think, in a straight sprint.
Galloway. Cleared by Edgehill. This is Gota. Dickoff is up to his right. Cook now's made a break inside. It's Terry Cook. Forced out wide by Southall. Support though from Kevin Horlock. Charged down by Smith. This is Crooks. He's lined one up, and he almost got through.
Oh, that is just missed. That's missed by a whisker. Bartram dived to his right. This is oh so close. Suddenly a bit of space opens up, drills it low. Look at Bartram, just almost beaten there. Good angles from the keeper, and this is just misses. An inch or two past the right hand upright. City's closest chance.
Lee Crooks has only ever scored one senior goal in his career, and that was in a 1-1 draw at Chesterfield back in February. He's not actually been on the losing side for Manchester City in his last 24 games, and the last 3 matches that City have lost, he's missed them all. Coincidence, or could this man be a bit of a talisman? Won by Hessenthaler. Potter's looking to feed Asaba, but it's Beekins in the way. Galloway. Hessenthaler.
He's a little player, this fella, isn't he? And Jeff Whitley is keeping so close to him. Whitley's got good legs, up and down. He's going to have to be, as this fella still very, very fit, very busy.
Crooks. Here's Brown. Again, Hessenthaler looking to snap in. Roach managed to lay that one off for Edgehill. Horlock. Cleared by Southall. Brown with the throw. Crooks has joined the attack. Gota and Dickoff are both in the penalty area as well. Cross from Brown.
It's a good ball, isn't it? Lots of pace on it from Brown, whipping it in the 6-yard box, and surely someone should be attacking this. Patterson comes to the rescue just there, but someone must attack that near post.
It's Horlock with a corner. Gets a hand to it, it's Whitley.
The whistle well, just can't keep it down, Jeff Whitley, hovering just outside the box. It's a good one-fisted punch here from Vince Bartram. Comes in amongst the bodies, gets a punch on it. Whitley trying to keep it down. They can't do it. Well, what a start City could have had the penalty been given, but Barry Ashby back there, big tough defender. Don't know what he was doing there, throwing his arm up. He's clattered into a few challenges. And the referee, well, Matt House, he's had a couple of words with him. He's got to be very careful, tackling from behind.
Horlock. Dickoff. Whitley's made a good run from midfield. Header away, though, by Pennock. Brown rescuing the pass. This is Beekins. Crooks. Play broken up by Guy Butters.
So tight that midfield. The ball's going forward, you know. I think Gillingham with Ashby, Pennock and Butters there, snapping at challenges. So they've just got, I think, just knocked the ball about. Tried to build up from the back with Morrison.
It's the second year running that this playoff final has been contested by the two teams who finished just outside the automatic promotion slots. And it was Grimsby, who were in Manchester City's position, who won last year. This is Edgehill. Pennock just fending him off initially, but this is Dickoff. And right across, Horlock looks to keep it in and can't.
Well, is this a shot? Or is it a little clip to the far post? But I think Vince Bartram doesn't know where it's going. Dickoff just suddenly finds it on the left-hand side. Crying out for the ball. Good little shimmy here. Gets up on the left foot. Flips at the far post. Horlock just can't get in there. Bartram chucks an arm up as if to say, OK, it's going wide. But look, he looks beaten. You can tell by his face. But Horlock can't get there.
Here's Gota.
It's fierce there. Dickoff was complaining again to the referee. They got an elbow in the back of the head by Ashby. But the three centre-backs back there are taking no prisoners.
Morrison. And again the arm went up of Butters, this time on Dickoff. The quick free kick was allowed while Dickoff was still recovering.
Well, Paul Dickoff, I don't know how much more he's going to take of this before he starts retaliating. It's a fiery little Scot. He's certainly taking a couple of clumps in the back of the head the last 5 minutes. Having to go to the ref again.
Well, he's very unhappy about the treatment being dished out to him. Now, can Taylor get on the end of this? No, Weaver's there. Beacons to Edgehill. Brown. Jared Beacons named the club's player of the year. In comes Smith. This is Taylor. Edgehill. Southall for Gillingham. Brown. Cook. Now Crooks. Beacons again. Edgehill. Everyone except Asaba behind the ball for Gillingham as Horlock now looks to prize them open with that ball to Dickoff.
What Gillingham are doing really well, they're getting behind the ball, they've got numbers back there, and they're all working hard. Tony Poulos works so hard on closing down in training, and they're working as a team, they hunt in packs. City at the moment are not finding a lot of joy with space in behind.
And who learnt some of his craft under Harry Redknapp at Bournemouth and actually succeeded him there for his first job in management, Tony Pulis. But he's seen Gillingham progress in some respect in every season since he took over. Promotion from the 3rd division in the first year, and a higher league placing in this division every year since.
Crooks is doing well, Rob. He's tucking round, he's protecting Beacons and Morrison every possible chance. Lee Crooks, big tall lad, good in the air.
Asaba. Back comes Cook. Lee Crooks tried to steer it away, but has only given it away to Mark Patterson. Ashby. Dickoff. Cook. Gota. Now Crooks, suddenly a bit of space for him.
I tell you what, Lee Crooks has fallen over about 5 times. I think at half time he's got to have a look at his footwear and get some longer studs in there.
Here's Taylor. Squeezed up looking to catch Asaba offside. Cook.
At the moment Gillingham restricting Terry Cook when he's running at defenders. He can be so tricky, but at the moment Nicky Southall, Butters tucking in behind them. They're containing this fella really well so far.
Very even so far. Sides drew 0-0 at Main Road when Sean Gota hit the post. Andy Morrison had an effort, cleared off the line. It was a 2-0 victory for City at the Priestfield Stadium last month, which was actually Gillingham's first home league defeat in 18 matches. Gota. Header out by Crooks. Joe Royle here, plenty of times as a player, indeed was playing the last time that Manchester City won at this famous old stadium in the 1976 League Cup final. And he never lost in 6 appearances for England. Indeed, it was one of his England colleagues with whom he played here that won that 76 League Cup final. Dennis Stewart, the famous overhead kick against Newcastle. And He, of course, now is very influential in the Manchester City boardroom. Across from Cook.
A little half yard he found himself, but the final ball into the box, not good enough. Oh, it was frantic opening, wasn't it? Fans on the edge of the seats. Packed house in at Wembley. Game just beginning to settle down.
Last year's attendance for the Grimsby-Northampton game was the best for this particular division. That was just under 63,000, but it'll be bettered today. And Dickov. Southall, the challenge by Cook. Played back to him by Dickov.
What a save, Rob. What a save this is. Horlock's made a real deep run here. Dickov does well, he holds it up. Suddenly Southall gets in problem. Look at Dickov. Slips it outside to Cook. Takes a touch. Horlock thinks, here we go, 1-0. What a save from Bartram. This is brilliant. This is vital. 7 yards out. Point blank almost. Great save.
Right on the edge of the 6-yard box, a gilt-edged opportunity for Kevin Horlock. Bartram coming to Gillingham's rescue. There's Ashby. Smith.
What a save this fella has made here. Dickov was out the box. A Horlock gambles, takes a chance. Great ball in the box, 7 yards out. Whoa, smashing.
Vince Bartram, well known by Tony Pulis from their days together at Bournemouth. Picked him up again after he'd been freed by Arsenal 14 months ago. Edgehill. This is Brown.
They all come down the right-hand side now for Manchester City.
Michael Brown. Crooks. It's Brown again.
He's just rushed at it. It's lovely play. Good combination. Crooks again involving Brown. And they had time there. It just has to take half a second and then plant it in the box.
Well, it's been significant just how much progress they've made down that flank in the opening half hour or so. Crooks and Cook have combined to great effect. Horlock. This is Southall. Flicked on to Galloway by Taylor.
What a lovely move as well. Taylor, first time, beautiful. Galloway just taking his eye off the ball.
Dickov.
It's fierce in that midfield, Rob. City now, just beginning, I feel now, getting the upper hand.
Gota. Tried the instant layoff to release Brown, but it was Southall who was aware of what they were trying. Morrison. Whitley. Crooks. Brown. Now Horlock. Dickov and Edgehill combining. Patterson stopping them in their tracks. Morrison around there from Edgehill and winning it back for Kevin Horlock. Gota. Brown. There's Crooks. Just in the middle, Dickoff is there too, and there's a push by Gota.
Yeah, just backing in there, Gota. But I think Joe Roy will be happy with the City start now. You know, they should have had a penalty in the first minute. Just having a chat. Willie Donachie is a Hartford alongside him. Penalty for me in the first minute, and then Horlock, flying header. Brilliantly saved from Vince Bartram.
Well, City have been desperate to keep their players' feet on the ground in the weight of expectation that they always face from their phenomenal support. There did seem to be a feeling around the City that they almost only had to turn up to claim the place in the First Division. But as Gillingham have already demonstrated, that's far from the case. There are only 2 points between the two sides in the league table. They both have good, long, undefeated runs in the league campaign this season.
See City now beginning to push Gillingham back after a bright start from the Kent side. A lot in midfield, but look at that, 31% down in Gillingham's final third.
His kick. Headed by Morrison. The ball here for Asava. He's got Beacons at his back. Southall. Up goes Taylor. Morrison, though, beats him to it.
Good header from Morrison. Tell you what, Rob, I like when Southall gets forward, you know. Looks a bright little player on that left-hand side for Gillingham.
Horlock. Butters. Whitley. Dickoff. Now Cook. He let it go.
Well, I think he let it go, but I think Vince Bartram's got to start asking questions of defenders. You can't give this fella time on the ball. We saw that fantastic strike against Bristol Rovers from a dead ball, and that's not too far away. Looking for a little bit of curl, but who's closing him down? That's what Vince Bartram's asking now. Southall just gets away from him a little bit, bends one, tries to get the curl on it. It's not too far.
The signing of Terry Cook was instrumental in Joe Roy changing his formation back to a 4-4-2 because of the wide open spaces of their main road pitch, and he's hoping that they'll similarly benefit from the great width of this Wembley turf. Looking for a way through the middle now as Whitley is fouled by Hessenthaler.
Yeah, it's a free kick. Hessenthaler's having a little problem here because Whitley against him is very, very sharp, very quick. He's getting a little bit frustrated, Hessenthaler, and I think he catches Jeff Whitley just there. This is too far for Terry Cook.
He might be a touch ambitious. He seems confident enough.
Bartram looks to be in good form to me.
It's left for Horlock. Header away was by Ashby.
Well, that wasn't bad. It's not a bad idea there for Manchester City. I thought the ball was a long way out, isn't it, for Horlock or Cook to try a blast.
On a free kick that Horlock scored in the match at Priestfield.
Saba just catching Big Morrison. He's not happy. Andy Morrison, I tell you what, I think he's... When people look at him as a big, rugged centre-half, I think he's got a footballing brain on him. He's always looking to play. And he's not scared just to clip one over someone's head, dinking it into front players.
It's only a second experience of the playoffs for Andy Morrison, and the first one wasn't too pleasant. He was part of the Blackpool team that let a 2-0 first leg lead slip and lost to Bradford in the second division semi-finals. Brown, City's players again being roused by the Blue Moon anthem.
Some noise coming from opposition away to our right. Dickoff's just getting a little bit angry. Just feels one or two challenges are going unnoticed here. Frustration now beginning to boil over. At Southall, I think he's having a go at now. Matt Halsey just beginning to settle down. There's been one or two nasty challenges from behind. Ashby again. Dickoff slides in. Well, he's just getting a bit frustrated. And that's why Southall's saying, hey, shut up. Nerves jingling. Such an important match. Division 2 nationwide playoff.
Well, the referee's tried to keep a firm hold on proceedings without bringing out another yellow card. Still Adrian Pennick, the only one booked. It's in the second minute of the match.
Just interesting, Rob, as well, to hear Mike Summerby at the top of the programme saying, you know, this is the most vital game City have had for decades.
Edgehill. Kota. Brown. Now Cook. Galloway.
Shouts a handball. Every time it was near a Gillingham player back in Gillingham's own box, the City fans are screaming handball.
Well, the final Premiership place will be up for grabs tomorrow here, and you can see the whole of Bolton against Watford live on Sky Sports 2. Our coverage starts at 2 o'clock. No score, Manchester City looking for the first step on the road back to the Premiership. It's just 6 seasons ago that there were 82 league places between these sides when Gillingham finished 1 off the bottom of the league and Manchester City finished 9th in the Premiership. But here they are now on this level playing field. Gillingham looking to get into the first division for the first time in their history, and Asaba has Taylor breaking to his left, opts instead for Hessenthaler. Now it's Taylor, and now Asaba is offside. The flag is up, it won't count.
Just wondering here, Rob, does Carl Asaba make the wrong choice? Suddenly, Gillingham break, they'll get 2 against 2. The ball's at Saba's feet. I think, look at the run behind them from Taylor. If he'd have held on to it a little bit longer. Hessenthaler spots him. Thought the big fella was going to head it. Tries to drive it. Definitely offside.
Well, he didn't even celebrate. His instant reaction was to look to the assistant referee. And Asaba knew immediately that he was to be disappointed. Making progress. Oh, it was a really tricky one for Patterson to deal with. And it was Edgehill who came storming in.
Well, suddenly it's the first time we've seen Edgehill in such an advanced position. But what a good ball this is. Gillingham were looking for offside here. No flag. That's a teasing ball into the box. Great ball, in fact. And it just maybe if Edgehill could have headed it back across goal. Gota was there lurking. Great ball from Brown. Unlucky from Edgehill.
I don't say it every time, but he's never ever scored in his senior career, Richard Edgehill. And this would be some place to change that.
That's something he has to put right, Rob. You know, when you've got pace like he's got getting forward, you must somehow get your name on the score sheet, even in that wide position.
Did well to keep that one in. Patterson, Taylor, now Vikins. Ricky Weaver, who's kept a club record 22 clean sheets in their league matches this season. 26 in 54 matches in all competitions. Off goes Gota.
So again, Whitley's back there with his pace against the veteran Hessenthaler.
Patterson.
And a poor cross there from Patterson. Patterson has been doing really well defensively. He's been tucking round, helping his 3 centre-backs out, like Nicky Southall on the other side. When you get a chance to get in the box and you've got Taylor far post, it's got to be a little bit more precise.
Gota against Butters. It's Brown. Pennick. Callaway to Hessenthaler. Maybe Hessenthaler might be hoping to join his former club Watford in the First Division next season, but even if Gillingham get up, no guarantee that Watford will be there, depending on what happens here tomorrow. Morrison. Callaway. Morrison again. There's Ashby. Deakins, the foot of Taylor was very high then.
I think the ref's going to have a little chat with him as soon as this ball goes out. Taylor was a little bit late.
Taylor. Patterson.
Some good first-time passing from City. They try to move the ball quickly.
Dick off. Gota. Kept in by Cook. Here comes Hessenthaler. Taylor.
Deakins, his right foot just a little bit high there, around the head of big Robert Taylor. Gillingham are desperate, trying to frustrate Manchester City, catch them on the break. Really, City were looking for an early goal. It hasn't come. Gillingham battling away, doubling up, get behind the ball, fighting for their lives in the midfield area.
Morrison.
He does have some power on his head as Rob. You never see him just tickle one out. When he gets a head, when he gets his head on the ball, it's powered away.
Unable to keep it in this time, Terry Cook. Taylor. Southall. Brown.
Hessenthaler right next to Mount House at the ref saying, no way, I got the ball. The referee handily plays 2-3 yards away from the challenge.
Kick to be retaken, and it's Andy Morrison who takes it. This is Lee Crooks.
Crooks really too early with the ball to Dick off, but how quickly is Dick off over there, closing down Butters? Really does work hard, the little fella.
Crooks. Butters. Patterson. Ashby. Sava. Smith this time has got inside. Horlock looks to line it up for Taylor. Well covered there by Crooks. And Gota now has gone away from Barry Ashby. It's Dick off in support. End to end at the end of the first half, and now Smith.
He was unlucky. Unlucky. Started with Patterson to Smith. Great ball. Good move from Gillingham.
Just 1 minute stoppage time in this first half, and the match is still balanced on a knife edge.
Yeah, it's so tight, isn't it? City look to have more of the ball, look maybe a little bit more exciting going forward, but Gillingham are still a threat on the break. Galloway come closest, but down the right, Patterson and Smith combining well, with Taylor and Asaba looking sharp. Well, the fans are on the edge of their seats.
Warlock. Whitley.
Good clever header, but Ashby again tangling with Dickoff.
Half time, and Barry Ashby maybe had the luckiest escape of the first half in the first 30 seconds of the contest, when what appeared to be a clear handball from a Dickoff layoff went unseen by the referee. Dickoff was looking to release Sean Gota, and the arm was certainly raised and it came off his elbow, but nothing was given despite Dickoff's appeals by Mark Halsey, the referee. Joe Royle hoping his team can put their pressure to good effect in the second half. Half-time, 0-0.
Reminder of the live sport coming up for you tomorrow on our three Sky Sports channels. On Sky Sports 1, live World Cup cricket, Scotland against New Zealand. On Sky Sports 2, we're back here at Wembley for the Division 1 playoff final between Bolton and Watford. And on Sky Sports 3, there's more live World Cup cricket as Pakistan take on Bangladesh. So plenty to look forward to tomorrow on our three Sky Sports channels. And plenty to enjoy so far in the second division playoff final. No goals, but 9 attempts at goal, 3 on target, 2 of those for Gillingham, who started pretty brightly. The one booking came early on, Adrian Pennock of Gillingham, the man to be shown yellow. And as far as the action areas are concerned, well, City dominating those. They've had much more of the ball as well, but I think they'll be just a little bit uneasy inside the dressing room at the moment. Well, the Grimsby manager Alan Buckley and Clive Allen are my guests at Wembley this afternoon. Alan, no goals, but a fair amount of incidents so far.
Yeah, I thought the game started very brightly. There could have been close shaves at either end the first 3 or 4 minutes. Then the game settled a little bit. There has been half chances at each end. With a little bit steadier finishing, we might have even seen a couple of goals.
Well, we could have had a penalty inside the first minute. Barry Ashby was obviously more nervous than most, and Paul Dickoff, who's been a constant menace, Clive, caused him real problems, and that did look a penalty, didn't it?
Absolutely no doubt, Marcus. Again, the ball's going into Gota's path, I think. He's trying to turn it into the danger area, and Ashby knows that. Certainly intentional elbow, without a doubt, it's a penalty. Referee's missed it.
Alan?
I would go along with Clive, yeah. I thought it was definite elbow to ball, really. Look, it's almost tried to juggle it, but strangely enough, neither of the Manchester City players appealed.
It's probably too early for them, wasn't it?
I think it was certainly too early for the referee.
Yeah.
You know, it looked a penalty to me anyway.
Yeah. Well, it was a very bright start as far as Manchester City were concerned. Remember, they are hot favourites today as far as the bookies are concerned. But Gillingham have created chances, and Galloway forced a wonderful save out of Nicky Weaver, and this would have done the goalkeeper's confidence plenty of good.
Yeah, it was good positioning. It was poor defending. I think Crooks actually takes his eye off the ball, and then it's a fierce left foot drive, but Nicky Weaver's certainly in the right position. Good positioning, excellent stop. But you can see as the cross comes in, Crooks actually takes his eye off the ball just for a second. He loses it, and it was Galloway with what we see, it's on target, and Nicky Weaver's in the right place, so good goalkeeping.
Well, Galloway there, Taylor and Asaba have been the big thread all season for Gillingham. What have you made of their partnership this afternoon, Alan?
I think they're very much in contact with each other. I think both sets of front players are actually. Dickoff and Gota play quite well off each other as well, and certainly the 2 big lads do for Gillingham. They're always in close contact, always supporting each other, and they look a threat.
Well, we saw Lee Crooks having a few problems inside his own penalty area just then. He also came very close to giving Manchester City the lead, certainly from where we're sitting. We thought it had sneaked in, Clive.
Well, you see the goalkeeper Bartram really scrambling across his goal line, because he has so much space here to go into, and it comes through legs, as we see, and it is, you know, just a fraction wide. Had it been an inch inside the post, I think the keeper would have found it difficult to stop.
The proverbial whisker. He's had problems keeping his feet, hasn't he? I think he's got the wrong studs on, as Alan
There's been
mentioned.
a number of occasions, one earlier on in the game, when right in the penalty area he attempted to make a challenge, completely slipped over and gave Gillingham a great opportunity or a crossing position, which they didn't capitalise on.
We mentioned the heavy rain before kick-off. Do you think that with this slippery, greasy surface, we could see one horrendous moment of defending, Alan, that decides this particular contest?
Oh, you never know. Even in good conditions, you see that, don't you? It certainly wouldn't be the way anybody would want to. Although if you win it, certainly that's okay. But you don't want to lose a game on anything to do with the conditions. It is very slippy out there. And you know, it's good conditions for zipping the ball around a little bit.
Yeah, and City at the back, Clive, do you have just a few fears, defensively speaking? They just look as if they may create the ultimate
I think they
blunder.
know what they're up against. There's no doubt that you know, Asaba and Taylor are a handful, and they're going to have to concentrate right the way throughout the game. I think from the attacking point of view, City have had controlled possession. I just felt they could have had a little bit more patience in certain areas to actually open them up, because they've controlled the game. But instead of working it and opening the spaces, they've had a couple of chances where they've gone 2-on-1, especially down the flanks, and they haven't made the most of it.
Well, their best chance came in the 26th minute after Nicky Southall gave the ball away. Terry Cook finding himself in space down the right, and he and Crooks have been dangerous down the right flank. And his cross perfectly onto the head of Kevin Horlock, whose header perhaps should have been better. It goes straight at the keeper, doesn't it?
Well, it's a typical case of anywhere but there. It actually hits the goalkeeper more than him saving it. It's a point-blank save from him. But I think Kevin Horlock will be disappointed that he hasn't got it just literally inches either side of the keeper. From that range, it would have been in the back of the net.
So who's your money on at this stage, briefly, Clive?
I'm still going to go with Man City.
Alan?
I would tend to go along with that. They're playing very narrow the left side, Manchester City, but certainly down the right flank when Crooks joins in with the lad Cook wide there, I think they can produce something down that side.
OK, well, there's nothing between the two sides at half-time in this 1999 Division 2 playoff final. A sellout crowd. We're back in a couple of minutes. There is more live football to look forward to at the end of the coming week. International action on Sky Sports 2. The England under-21s against their Swedish counterparts Friday night from 7:30. And then on Saturday, the big one, the Euro 2000 qualifier between England and Sweden. That's from 2 right here on Sky Sports 2. Half-time in the Division 2 playoff final. It's Manchester City 0, Gillingham 0. Clive Allen and Alan Buckley, the Grimsby manager, are my guests today. Alan, what did you say to your players this time last year during that 15-minute half-time break?
Oh, we were quite fortunate. We were winning 1-0, as you know, and it was a matter of getting the back four together with the goalkeeper. We'd set last season a complete record of clean sheets, and it was important that they carried on doing what they'd done all season and keep that clean sheet, really, and the chances will come at the other end, and they did.
Joe's just had a word with the referee there. I think he's just asking him what the decision was about the penalty, but seemed to be in good spirits though, Joe. I think he's quite happy with his team's first half performance.
Yeah, so far, so good. Everything still to play for as we rejoin our match commentators, Alan Brazil and Rob Hawthorne.
Well, the rain has started to fall again at half-time, which may take its toll on the surface. But Manchester City haven't failed to score in their last 15 matches. The last time they were involved in a 0-0 was against Northampton a couple of months ago. But the longer it goes on like this, the more real prospect extra time and then penalties becomes. Penalties have never been used to settle this division, but then they haven't been used to settle the first division until last year either.
Actually, the rain's coming down rather heavy now, Rob. Mind you, the players won't mind that. It's just defenders have to be a little bit careful, keep their eye on the ball. Nice greasy surface, and what we want is an early goal.
So either of these teams could be 45 minutes away from a place in the first division next season. A single goal has been enough to settle this particular contest in the last 2 years, bringing victories for Crewe and for Grimsby. But who can strike first here today? Smith and Hessenthaler for Gillingham get the second half underway. Butters makes contact with the head of Andy Morrison. Galloway merges with it and finds Asaba. Smith has joined the attack as he does so well. It's Paul Smith, goes down right on the edge of the area from Edgehill's challenge, but the referee unconvinced by his fall.
I was unconvinced as well. I don't think it's a penalty. Good break though from Smith. Edgehill gets in. Does he make contact with the ball, or is the ball going too far away? Who gets the ball first? I think Edgehill gets to the ball and hits it off Smith.
Well, they are a danger when their midfielders break, and they've been looking throughout this contest for the likes of Smith and Hessenthaler and Galloway to support the strong front two of Taylor and Asaba. And we'll see more and more of that in this second half. More immediate concern to Gillingham is the fact that Barry Ashby appears to have taken a blow to the face.
Yeah, with Sean Gota. Aerial challenge, again elbows and arms are up there. You see clearly in a bit of trouble. I don't think Gota's in trouble, I think it was just a 50-50. I think he catches it right on his nose. And you see Gota, Ashby, big towering centre half, and it's his hand that catches him right on the nose, bridge of the nose.
Barry Ashby, an FA Youth Cup winner with Watford 10 years ago against Manchester City. Maybe feeling a little groggy, but soldiers on.
He's been a tough competitor this afternoon. Fortunate with the penalty decision. Apart from that, he's been winning these battles in the air, keeping, he's been giving Dick off a bit of stick. Still looks a little bit shaken up by that challenge.
Well, he's a tough, competitive type. Ashby himself picked up 2 red cards during the course of this season. Taylor gives the ball back to Weaver. Gota looking to help it on.
I think as this game goes on, Rob, I think we're going to get midfield players taking more and more of a gamble, getting forward, looking for a little knockdown off the front players.
And Gillingham look to have switched their wing-backs. Patterson has drifted over to the left in this second half, and Southall has gone out to the right. Horlock. Here's Gota.
Just wonder, you're talking about the switch there, Rob, is Patterson maybe? Tony Pulis feels that Patterson on the left-hand side is more of a defender against Little Cook.
Southall's throw. Here's Asaba. Cleared by Morrison. And Patterson is there ahead of Dickoff. This is Pennock.
And just like the first half, I think Gillingham have started slightly better to start their second half.
Tony Pulis' team didn't have a particularly good start to the season. They won only one of their first 8 league matches. They went on a great run from September to January when they were unbeaten in 17, and that really lifted them up amongst the playoff contenders.
And who ended it? Manchester City.
They themselves had a great run in the run-in, beaten just twice in their last 24 matches. They too were off the pace in December when they were lying 12th after their defeat at York, and 1 or 2 grumbles had started. Since then, they've adapted to life in the second division. Can they, though, get out at the first attempt? Joe Royle knows that the longer you are in this division, the more difficult it becomes to get out. Here's Horlock. Southall with the throw. The rain has become torrential.
You just get the feeling, Rob, the pitch getting damper and damper. One little half chance, who can take it? Is heading to Division 1.
Well, despite the sunshine that we had yesterday for Scunthorpe's victory in the 3rd Division playoff final, there was quite a storm in the immediate aftermath of that game, so the pitch has had to already take a fair battering from the rain before today's downpours. Here's Horlock. Patterson. Brown to Horlock. Just beyond Michael Brown's reach. But you can see just what sort of effect the conditions are having. Here's Deakins. Ashby leaving it to Adrian Pennick. Gota receives the ball well from Horlock. This is Edgehill.
City have got to get this little fella in the game a lot more. At the moment, that's only 6 minutes old, the second half. Hasn't seen much of the ball at all.
Brown looking to project one into the area. Looking for Crooks.
Butters again, commanding back there, saying get out the way, my ball. And that's been the story, the high balls. Gillingham 3 have been superb dealing with them.
Brown to try and open up Gillingham again. Under out by Patterson this time. And it's a corner.
And the decibel level rises again. Up goes big Andy Morrison, far post. Can City deliver?
Horlock plays it short to Cook. Well, it was spinning awkwardly as they converged on Crooks to prevent him from getting a header in. Deakins was in there as well, causing a problem.
Yeah, it was a little dink ball near post. Deakins, for 1 minute, I thought had got a good head on it. In fact, it could have been Crooks that hit.
It's Terry Cook's corner this time, and Gota comes in. Cook gets it back into the danger area.
Just wondering there, Bob Taylor, I think it was. I think it was from Gota. Again, shouts of a handball. I don't think he knew too much about it.
And Smith here looking to get through. Well, it was the furthest Gillingham player forward.
Goalkeepers have to be so careful. This rain really is so greasy the surface.
Manchester City's last two defeats have both come at home. The last time they lost on their travels was in London in the FA Cup at Wimbledon, way back in January. Cook. Wins the throw off Carlos Sama.
Definitely Parsons keeping a real close eye on little Terry Cook.
Cook. Gota. There's Brown. Edgehill. Now Horlock.
City definitely look a better side when they move the ball quickly. All this one-touch stuff is, they look to be smarter going forward. Quick one-touch stuff really has Gillingham rocking.
Brown.
He's had a couple of chances, hasn't he, to get the ball in, Michael Brown. Just a little bit disappointing. Great engine, this fella. Young player, up and down. But just disappointing, this big crowd with his final ball in the box.
And the attendance figure confirmed at 76,935, which is far and away a record for this division by some 13, nearly 14,000, and only just below the overall record for the playoffs, which was set by last year's First Division final. That was just over 77,500 for that epic Charlton-Sunderland match. Sure, Gillingham will be hoping that this is a hook for some of the supporters who are perhaps attending their first ever football match. for them if they were to get into the First Division. Been plenty of endeavour within their ranks today.
What do you think of Southall there? If he can get forward, Tony Poulis. He swapped him round with Patterson. If he can get forward, produce the ball into the box. Taylor Asaba. Can they nick it for the Kent side?
And we are about to have the first substitution. And Mark Saunders is coming on to take the place of Mick Galloway. Galloway will slot into a midfield role. Paul Smith has drifted over to the left. Saunders has played here at Wembley before for Tiverton in the FA Vars final. He was on the losing side that day, although Tiverton have this year retained that trophy for the second year running. Galloway the man to make notice. Smith who's breaking here, and it's Andy Hessenthaler, blocked by Crooks. Gota. Now Brown. Dickoff is wide to the right. Cook is waiting in the middle, so too is Horlock, so too is Gota. Patterson delaying the effects of the cross and then preventing him from getting it across.
And good defending again from Patterson, doing a stern job on this left-hand side.
Brown delivers this time, the flag's up. And having acknowledged it, the referee allows Gillingham to continue, and they could break here with Southall. Disappointing delivery across the field, but it's a cross-field ball that goes straight to Terry Cook. Dickoff. Here's Lee Crooks. Warlock beaten to it. Whitley. Brown. Put out by Butters. And Smith looks to set Taylor straight on his way. That is played by Morrison. Whitley. Gota.
Things definitely opening up, Rob. Gillingham now feel when they get forward, they're getting bodies forward.
Any lapse of concentration, any error now could be vital. Carla Saba bearing down on the City rear guard, but Cook tracking back well. Vikins just drawing a little sting out of the game.
Just looking up front for City, I'd like to see Gota do a little bit more. I think Dickoff's worked his socks off along the line. Gota maybe he's just looking for that little half chance to try and take. At the moment he's got to get involved more.
The man who secured Manchester City their Wembley place with the goal against Wigan in the second leg of the semi-final. And their leading scorer this season, Sean Gota. Well, the big match tomorrow, the First Division playoff final. It's Bolton against Watford, live on Sky Sports 2. Our coverage starts at 2 o'clock. Could possibly be the last First Division playoff final to be staged under the Twin Towers, although the Football League are hopeful that they may get another year of playoffs in here.
And the crowds continuously go up and up. Why not? Oh, a towering header there from Ashby.
Smith challenge on Brown, leading to the award of a free kick.
Well, Ashby's having a go at Brown, saying, hey, come on, get up, nothing wrong with you. It's not high, is it? But it's a free kick. He's worked very hard, as have all the Gillingham players this afternoon.
Horlock's free kick. Morrison is in the attack, but Gota came in.
Certainly a chance from Gota.
And Morrison was doing a strong job there holding off Guy Butters, and that suddenly allowed Gota to free himself. But it's Hessenthaler now on the break. Taylor up to the right. Saunders has joined the attack too. Fell at an unfortunate moment, but recovers well, Hessenthaler, and wins the free kick off Whitney.
Well, I think Hessenthaler's done well because Bob Taylor was in support. Bob's not getting any real pace. He was just trying to create open. I think there's a free kick for Beacons here. I think that's a free kick. But Hessenthaler bounces up. But the second challenge, over he goes. And it's a dangerous situation now for City to defend. Taylor, big centre forward out of the box. He must fancy his chances here.
Well, he can hit them just past the hour. Taylor's the man.
That's probably his first effort on goal. He's worked hard, he's held the line. This time just trying to bend it with a bit of curl, pace, and that doesn't trouble Weaver.
Well, it looks like a double substitution here for Manchester City. Joe Royle there having words with Ian Bishop, and Tony Vaughan. Vaughan is to be deployed as well.
This is a brave move. This is a gamble.
Edgehill. Beacons. Taylor climbed with his arm outstretched.
Yeah, looks a free kick from here. Now double substitution. Joe Royle going for gold.
And Tony Vaughan, sure, will be delighted to get the chance to reappear here at Wembley. He's played here twice for the England schoolboys. Ian Bishop, as experienced as he is, making his debut on the prized Wembley turf.
And Vaughan will certainly give them a help in the aerial battles, either defensively or offensively at free kicks and corners, whereas Bishop might just create a little bit more. I think Andy Morrison's struggling with his knee.
Well, he'd missed the last 3 games, Andy Morrison, so he's one of those going off. That's the introduction of Vaughan accounted for. And with Bishop now poised to come on. Plenty of discussion about the other player who's to be withdrawn, and it's going to be Michael Brown.
I think Michael Brown's worked really hard, Rob, but when he's had a chance to create in Gillingham's final third, he hasn't been splitting any defences with passes. I think Joe Royle needs a little bit more creativeness. Obviously disappointed.
Experienced man, Ian Bishop. He was 34 years of age yesterday. Can he celebrate his birthday a day late with a goal? And Vaughan, with his first touch, delivers a free kick on from Gota. First touch for Bishop. And this is Cook.
Good play again from Smith. This is what Gillingham are made of. Now when your mate's in trouble, he's back there helping out, doubling up.
Pollock. There's Smith again, the Mr. Dependable of the Gillingham midfield. Brooks. Well, it's nail-biting time already, and there's still 25 minutes of this contest to go, and no major clues yet as to which way it is going to go.
Look at the faces. Realise one goal now, one slip, one bit of magic. Division 1.
Here's Vaughan. Saunders. Here's Ashby. Saba's helped it on to Taylor. And he's found back towards Taylor, and Edgehill got himself in the way. The danger not over yet though for City. Southall gets it across. Oh, and Saunders came in with a flying header that took it across the face of goal.
Goodness me, what a good bit of play from Gillingham. Suddenly Edgehill had done great defensive work. Edgehill, he doesn't clear it properly, but look at this. Launches himself at the ball. And he makes That's a good contact here. That hits the back of the net. Saunders, diving header, a little bit more on it. Surely Weaver could have done nothing. Pulis off his seat, and in the end it's well wide. Gillingham fans, glorious chance.
Saba here looking to get through. It's Vaughan who's come back to make the tackle, and it's a successful tackle. Beakins. Edgehill. Pennick lets it run.
Now suddenly Gillingham just upping the tempo. Just feel they get a little bit more braver, Gillingham, now on their break.
There is just something about these openings that are occurring that makes you start to believe we may not need extra time. Bishop. Crooks. Gota. Dickoff. Now Cook. Horlock has gone to the edge of the box. Wanted it played round. Didn't quite get it right. Pennick was there.
Yeah, look at the blue shucks all around City players.
Taylor is losing out to Crooks. And it's Whitley who's picked up the loose pieces. It's a good run from him.
Yeah, good refereeing as well, because Whitley was caught with Taylor. It was from behind. Taylor's in trouble. Tried to play advantage, Mark Howes, to the referee. Whitley was on his way, but here's that's a foul. Look, it's a clear trip, but Whitley keeps going. The referee says, go on then, how far can you go? Now Taylor's going to get the yellow.
And it's taken the 68th minute to get the second yellow card of the match, having booked Adrian Pennick so early in the game. Referee Mark Halsey now shows the yellow card to Robert Taylor. Again, it would be ambitious to have a shot from here for Cook or Horlock.
I think Horlock and his left foot might fancy one. Well, they've got two options, haven't they? It's almost central, this position. They're looking at each other. I think Horlock's going to whip one with his left.
Horlock's left it. Cook tries to curl it. It comes off the wall.
Well, Cook just give a little nod there saying go on there, but that was obviously to run over the ball. The City fans now really urging their side on.
City attacking the end in this second half where their fans are gathered. Vaughan has come forward. Cleared by Butters after a little spell of pinball. Back in from Bishop.
That's a great header again. It's Ashby. How many times has he cleared the ball with his head today? Superb. Diving. Couldn't take any chances.
Quick corner, Bishop. Delivery from Horlock's a good one.
Free kick given.
Vaughan applying pressure that was a little too rigorous.
And Saunders a moment ago at one end, and at the other end coming to the rescue. But Vaughan does pose a threat in the air. Sometimes goes to the near post, flick-ons at corners and set pieces. But great noise here. Both sets of fans are really urging their side on.
Manchester City lifted by that bout of action. Gillingham supporters issue the rallying call. They've had their moments too in this second half. That Saunders header notably. Taylor's layoff for Saba. It's gone beyond Crooks and it's Smith who's come through. Carla Saba, Bishop gets it back.
This is so even, Stephen, I think. Saba, we know he's got quick feet, curls them in. Smith doing well, driving forward again, linking up with him.
And it's laid off to Smith. Oh, and Weaver just holds on.
But I tell you what, Weaver, it was hit so early that Weaver didn't have a chance to react. Smith suddenly says, go on, have a bit of this, whacks it. First time. And Weaver's a little bit lucky, trying to squirm under his body. But sometimes goalkeepers make their luck, and I rate this young keeper. Unlucky from Smith.
Well, Peter Taylor clearly rates him as well. He's in the current England under-21 squad to face Sweden and Bulgaria is Nicky Weaver. There was the potential for an horrific moment for him there, but he got enough behind it from the initial save to prevent it from trickling over the line.
See from his face there as well, he's thinking, oh, keep on your toes, Nicky.
Southall crosses in towards Taylor or Asaba. It's Beacons who gets it clear.
Well, I'll tell you what, we've seen some real brave defending this afternoon. Beacons, super header.
Vaughan lets it go, and it's Taylor who's stolen in. The angle's difficult.
Well, he's unlucky there, Taylor. There's no way he could go for goal. The angle was acute. Just try to help it back in the box.
Whitley. Well, both teams are staying positive, looking to settle it before the need for extra time.
Well, Joe Royals played his trump cards. He said, go on then. Double substitution 10 minutes ago. And he knows this is knife-edge stuff.
Both of them staying on their seats. Wembley not the best place for a manager. They are a bit distant from the action, can't get their messages across too clearly.
There's no way the players can hear them either with this noise. Jam-packed, capacity crowd. Nationwide, we must be delighted the way the playoffs are going.
Edgehill with the throw. Edgehill's cross. Bishop. Beacons to Vaughan. Against Edgehill for the challenge on Southall.
I think Tony Pulis, the change at half-time certainly worked, because we haven't seen Edgehill get forward and we haven't seen too much of Terry Cook either, so the switching round of Southall and Patterson I think has worked for him.
There's been quite a revolution since Tony Pulis took over at Priestfield. He's built 3 different teams. It's not entirely been a bed of roses for them this season. There have been 1 or 2 tensions well aired between Pulis and his chairman Paul Scally. Both singing from the same hymn sheet today, though, in their desperation to reach the First Division. Saunders. Southall wins the throw.
I just feel rather goal now. Goodness me, is there any way back?
Saunders. Well, City had plenty of players back. There were appeals there. Horlock had emerged with it.
And the linesman, I think, was in a great position as well. Now he's got his flag up for offside. But no way was it the penalty decision. The linesman's flag stayed down. He had the better view. No penalty. Saunders definitely gets the ball, but I don't think there was any contact. Good decision.
Taylor to Hessenthaler, cleared by Beacons. Horlock, tackled by Southall. Edgehill. Looking for Dickoff. Cook has gone up on the outside and he's found him. Terry Cook looking for Gota. Ashby doesn't make it, and it's hit the post from Sean Gota.
Well, I couldn't believe it when Ashby missed it. And Gota suddenly chucked out his left leg. I thought if he'd have cut it back, Dickoff could have had a tap in. City fans can't believe it. This is great play. Dickoff clips it to Cook. Delightful ball, but look at Dickoff. And you have to say Gota's unlucky. Had he squared that cross here, I think Dickoff has a tap in. But Gota goes for goal and off the post to safety.
Well, Gillingham deal with the corner. Hessenthaler. Asaba to Taylor. The game really is opening up now, and it could still go either way. How costly closely will Gota's miss be? Taylor has Smith in support. Got torn between two stools in having a go himself or feeding Smith.
Yeah, I think he took the wrong option, to be honest, Robert Taylor. On his right foot, it's a couple of yards wide in the end. He's had, to be fair to him, he's had a look for support. He just thinks, go on then. Feel for that far post. Weaver makes it look closer with diving, but a good 2 yards wide. End-to-end stuff.
Well, the chances are plentiful, but you wonder if Manchester City will be left to count the cost of that effort from Gota that hit the post. Here's Ian Bishop. Dickoff looking to hit one on the turn, and it's Pennock who blocks it for the corner.
Surely a goal must come from either of these sides. Throwing everything at it now.
13 minutes to go of Manchester City's 13th visit to Wembley. And a corner kick taken by Terry Cook.
It's going to be another one, I think. Pennock just getting his blonde head in the way.
Cook staying in the area behind Dickoff. Asaba, though, is watching him closely.
Yeah, Bond near post, looking for a little flick. Cook's screaming at someone there, saying it was a good ball in, but for me that was always the keeper's ball.
Edgehill missing his header. Weaver clears, but straight to Taylor, and the goal is unguarded!
Oh, Robert Taylor. Weaver has kicked well all afternoon. One bad clearance, and he knows it. And Taylor had a golden opportunity. Absolutely stranded outside his box. Taylor's touch is good, he just rushes it. What a chance.
And surely this game is going to be settled in the 90 minutes. It's frantic stuff at the moment. Whitley's header on. Butters gets it clear, and it's Dickoff who's through this time, and right across with Horlock and Gota, unable to provide a finishing touch.
That's unlucky, isn't it? Horlock flying in at the far post. Dickoff, his touch was good. Suddenly feels there's an opening. Great first touch, drives it across the 6-yard line. Horlock needed another yard of pace.
Units on standby for the management teams and the fans, I think, the way it's going at the moment. Taylor.
Taylor flat in bed, who? Big Robert Taylor must be thinking, could have won it. It wasn't an easy chance, but his first touch gave him a great opportunity. Just couldn't hit the target, an empty target.
Saunders, Ashby, Pennock and Taylor all close together. Immaculate handling by Weaver and good positive thinking as well to set Cook away straight away. Dickoff. Almost gave Patterson the slip, it's fallen for Cook! Brilliantly turned over.
That's a great right hand from Vince Bartram. No wonder he's smiling, that's a fine save. Great play from Dickoff. Originally started off with Weaver with a throw out, Cook to Dickoff, and this is a lovely bit of skill here. Cook follows up here, comes inside on his left peg, and that's a good right hand over the crossbar.
And it's Cook again this time, cleared by Pennock. And Hessenthaler beaten to it by Edgehill, and there's a bit of a scuffle after that.
Yeah. Well, the referee's saying go on advantage.
Cook delivers this time. Pennock is having to get through a lot of work to clear those dangerous crosses. And here's Ian Bishop. Horlock lets it run. Good defending by Saunders. Bob Taylor. Edgehill. Now Tony Ball. Given away to Southall.
I think Hessenthal was a little bit lucky, a little bit fortunate early on because he dived into Edgehill for me. And Matt Halsey decided advantage, go on.
Saba playing it on to Smith. Taylor's at the edge of the area, but he's worked it through. It's Carla Saba, and it's a goal in the last 10 minutes of the contest. Could it be the goal that takes Gillingham into the First Division for the first time in their history and dents Manchester City's dream of an immediate return?
Would you believe it? Saba, we know he's got bundles of ability. Carried on the run, and he sent Kent into ecstasy. Surely now, Gillingham are marching in to Division 1. It's a lovely ball from Saba. Smith doesn't panic. Gets a little bit of luck there. It's a toe poke. Weaver goes to ground. But Smith, who's been more adventurous getting forward. Saba, great finish with his right foot. Smacks into the back of the net. Weaver can do nothing. Tries to hit the smother the ball. Goes low. Oh, what a great strike from Carlos Saba.
Would you believe it? Certainly the Manchester City fans can't. The tears already welling, and yet there is still time to pull themselves back into it. But what has Carlos Saba's goal done to their morale?
Tell you what, Robert, it was good play. Because he played the ball up to Smith, he didn't stand in mind on it, he got forward, got the return, and a good finish.
Well, the flags are waving at the Gillingham end. Their team has shown itself capable of defending a lead, and it's a lead that Carlos Saba has established for them.
Right foot, Weaver, just the pace of it. It's almost a toe poke, and Poulos must think now, get in, here we go. 8 minutes remaining. Saba's goal.
Taylor! Oh, it could have got better, but that one's wide.
Well, claiming a corner, looking at the linesman, and Weaver now in a rush to get the ball. Time running out for City. City fans stunned, almost stunned for a second time. Taylor, right foot, great save from the keeper. In off the post, and surely that was a corner kick.
So clearly unseen as it was the goal kick that was given. Carlos Saba's goal so late in the game, possibly a fatal blow to Manchester City. Gota. They have to find a way through somehow. Can Crooks deliver for them? In comes Richard Edgehill. Dick off! Oh, saved by the feet of the goalkeeper.
Well, unbelievable. Dick off, the bit of save. Wow, foiled by his best man. What a game Bartram's had.
Saba here is onside, but not too keen to rush things. Nothing gung-ho from Gillingham at this stage of the game.
City fans all around the stadium, at home. How tough does this get?
Well, they were inches away from scoring when Gota hit the post. Now Dickoff has been thwarted by his great friend Vince Bartram. And it's Gillingham who are poised to join the ranks of the First Division. Asaba. Patterson. Smith. Patterson again. Asaba here looking to get away from Crooks, but it's proving a real struggle for him.
What a save this is. Look, Dickoff, 8 yards. Somehow, Bartram chucks out his right leg to foul his best pal. And how tough does it get on these punters? Unbelievable.
Paul Dickoff's best man at that moment, the worst man in his life.
Oh, what a game for this keeper. Fortune earlier, Gota hitting the post, and good saves first half, but surely the save from Horlock first half was brilliant, but this save from Dickoff for me is fantastic. That old fellow's hurting. Side foot, almost just dreaming of an equaliser, and his pal's right foot comes to the rescue of Gillingham.
It's caution to the wind time now. Lee Crooks is off. They're bringing on another striker. Gareth Taylor, who's twice suffered disappointments in playoff finals before with Sheffield United and with Bristol Rovers, now comes on hoping for a dream impact in the last 4 minutes of the game. Carla Sava, the goal scorer, and it's Taylor he's put through this time. Taylor, 2-0! Gillingham are surely there now, making history in the process.
Well, Rob, we said they were always a threat, the way they play as a pair. Goals this season between them has been special, 42 goals, now it's 44. And what a good finish from Robert Taylor. Quick thinking here from Asaba, the touch is not bad, but this is brilliant. Taylor gets away from Vaughan, 20 yards out, right foot, drills it low. And that is bye-bye Division 2 for Gillingham. Division 1, here we come. Brilliant back heel. Tony Vaughan can't get there, keeps it low, off the greasy turf, and Tony Poulos knows, now we're safe. Surely that is it. And well, the Gillingham fans go crazy. And at the other end, it's a mass exodus.
Robert Taylor, goal number 21 of the season. And the door to the First Division now wide open. 2 goals in 5 minutes, 2 goals in 3 now required by Manchester City to take this match into extra time. But a sign of just how Gillingham plan to shut up shop now is the fact that they've made a change. They've taken Carlos Sava off and they've brought on a defender, Darren Carr, in his place as they look to hold on to what they have. It will take a superhuman effort now from Manchester City to turn this one around. They came so far with a late run, but it looks as though they've fallen at the final hurdle.
It's been a long journey back home, up the M6. Unbelievable. Heartbreaking, really. One off the post, the Dickov miss, and suddenly 2-0 down. And the thoughts of a return to Division 1 quickly disappear, but not at this end. Party time in Kent tonight.
Well, they came perhaps with low expectations, although Tony Pulis said in the build-up to the game that Manchester City were the favourites to everyone outside the county of Kent. But it's the old Brentford combination that has done the trick for Tony Pulis and his Gillingham team. In fact, all 4 of the ex-Brentford players have played their part in this match. Barry Ashby getting away with the early handball, Paul Smith setting up the first goal for Carla Sava, and Asaba and Taylor combining to get the second.
It's just a continuous noise away to our left. Gillingham fans, what a dream.
Well, Vince Bartram made a crucial save at a key point in the game from Paul Dickov, and he is the nationwide man of the match.
Just it's a cruel game. Bartram, the popping champagne, whereas Dickov.
And Gota's through here. Great challenge, but the forward shot is in, and Manchester City have given themselves some late hope here through the goal from Horlock.
Well. Could City somehow hold themselves back? It's a beautiful little flick from Dickov. Suddenly Gota looks to be scoring. Horlock arrives, keeps it low, drives it with his left peg. Past man of the match, Bartram. Just when Gota thought he had a chance, Horlock arrives, keeps it low. And City, is there time left?
Well, there'll be some anxious eyes now cast towards the amount of stoppage time that's to be added on to see if Manchester City do have any genuine hope of producing another cliffhanger. There are 5 minutes of stoppage time to be added. Would you believe it? I remember in last year's final, I think there was something like 7 added on in the Grimsby match. Here's Bishop. Well, They knew it was going to have to be a superhuman effort, similar to the one that Manchester United produced in Barcelona. Now can Joe Royle's team follow that example and show the mental strength to keep on to the end of the road?
Well, to be fair to City fans, a lot of them have stayed behind even at 2-0. There was no sort of, here we go, we're out, let's go home. A lot of them stayed behind and suddenly just praying. And what a joy it must be when they see another 5 minutes, well, 4 now, remaining in this match.
Well, referee Mark Halsey has had to intervene into a bit of a late skirmish. Gareth Taylor, the player against whom action is to be taken.
Well, what a last 10-12 minutes we've had here. It's been a smashing game, even at 0-0, it was a cracker. But suddenly now, 4 minutes remaining. Can Taylor, the sub, just been booked, can he come on and somehow snatch an equaliser?
Well, Manchester City, through their recent history, have never done things the easy way, and they're giving us another cliffhanger here. Are their ambitions to get back in the First Division to be postponed for another year, or can they somehow find an equaliser? And then you'd think the advantage would swing in their direction for extra time. Bishop feeds Cook.
Oh, what a chance to get a delivery in. 5 City players in the box, and Terry Cook with time on his right foot, just trying to clip it in. Batterum's hand goes up, that'll do, he says. Disappointment for Cook. And the whistles crack it out from the Gillingham fans.
Edgehill. Fouled Southall. And it has to be said that there are a lot of second division clubs who'll be quite happy to see Manchester City stay in the division with the crowd potential that they take to away venues.
Well, Gillingham have plans to refurbish their ground. Boy, it looks like they're going to have to now. No rush now from Gillingham. Anywhere will do. Less than 2 minutes remaining.
Well, they've just called the receivers before the appointment of Tony Pulis. Gillingham were a club flat broke, but what a recovery his appointment has sparked.
Weaver scurrying about now. I don't think he had any chance for the first goal. The second goal, I thought he'd come racing off his line a little bit quick, I have to say.
Well, it's not over till the final whistle, and City here looking for an opening. It's Dickoff again! Can you believe it? Denied once by his best man, but this time Dickoff comes out on top, and from 2-0 down, Manchester City have drawn it level.
Well, what is it about Manchester? This is unbelievable. We've watched the great rivals come back from the dead, and have City just come back from the dead. Unbelievable. And Paul Dickoff, well, goes to ground. Dickoff, right-footed, beats his best pal, high into the net, with his right foot. Can't believe it. And the other half of Manchester goes wild. On the right foot, just sticks it right at the top corner, between the post and the crossbar. And glory for Dickoff, who was foiled earlier by Bartram. Not this time. City fans can't believe it. What a match.
They thought they were consigned to another season in the second division, but you've got to say that the pendulum surely swings towards them now. Paul Dickoff's 15th goal of the season, and suddenly they're not counting the cost of the one that was saved anymore, or the one from Gota that hit the post. The concern is with Gillingham, who took off their recognised goal scorer in Carla Saba and brought Darren Carr on in a bid to defend the lead they'd established, and now they need another goal from somewhere.
Well, Gillingham now have to concentrate tight, don't they? Now they must concentrate, Gillingham. There must be huge disappointment. Look at the fans' faces.
City so grateful, and grateful to the finishing prowess of Dickoff. I'm sure they're asking Mark Halsey where all the extra time came from at the end, but 5 minutes it was, and in that time Joe Royle's team staged the fight back that Alec Ferguson would have been proud of. An outstanding comeback that takes an outstanding second division playoff final into extra time. The Manchester City fans elated again, having seen their team come back from 2-0 down at 90 minutes 2-all. Extra time to come, don't miss it.
Well, welcome back to the second division playoff final, which is threatening to be every bit as dramatic as last season's first division playoff final. Extraordinary stuff. We're going into extra time. It's back to Alan Brazil and Rob Hawthorne.
Well, which of the managers had the more difficult talk to lift his team? Did Tony Pulis try the old, you've beaten them once, now go out and do it again chat? And Joe Royle will surely have been emphasising to his players that the job is only half done.
Quite incredible, Rob. I was looking away at the City end and there was a few gaps appearing, but they're filled up again now. People have been halfway out the car park, they've run back in.
They're only standing at the exits, but they're back in their seats now. And it's Kevin Horlock whose goal did so much to bring Manchester City back into it and give them hope before that dramatic equaliser from Paul Dickoff.
And the look on Dickoff's face, he was hurting with that side foot that his mate Bartram saved. He was really hurting, but when it hit the back of the net from his right foot, suddenly it was glory.
Well, Dickoff, a player who suffered from the instability at the club. He was signed by Alan Ball shortly before his departure, and then they went through that succession of managers which never really helped his career. And it's only really late on in this season that he's established himself in the first team under Joe Royle. And Royle delighted that he's kept him in now for the contribution he's made. But look at the fans, that's the heavy burden of expectation that Joe Royle and Willie Donachie carry. It's Patterson. And he's won the corner. It's no golden goal. The extra time period will go the full 30 minutes. It may well then go to penalty kicks. Smith is punished. Right throughout the turnaround, incidentally, the Gillingham players were still talking in very animated fashion to Mark Halsey, presumably contesting the decision to add on 5 minutes of stoppage time. They were wondering where it had all come from. Bishop, and it's Horlock who's got through here.
The skid off the turf, just beat Horlock there. Great run, good ball, just skidded off the turf. Beautiful Wembley turf when Horlock looked to be in.
Hessenthaler.
He's tried to strike there, and three in front of him there, Hessenthaler, because Weaver was off his line. The Gillingham players, I feel, have to lift themselves that little bit more than the Manchester City players. At 2-0, they must have dreamed, that's it, it's all over, we're there. What a huge disappointment it must have been. They have to dig deep again.
They were plunged in the matter of a few minutes from dreamland into the nightmare scenario. Look at the face of Carlos Saber, every picture tells a story. And his dejection written all over his face. Here's Whitley. Going for the glory himself. Not a regular goal scorer, Jeff Whitley. Got a couple when he was on loan at Wrexham earlier this season.
Well, I know we talk about playoffs. There's sometimes people that feel it's unfair, but for the fans that come here to Wembley, nationwide playoffs, wow. Last year we thought we'd seen it all. With Charlton, Sunderland, incredible. What we're going to get in these next 25, 26 minutes.
Well, the team that's finished 4th in Division 2, as Gillingham did this year, has lost the last 5 finals. At 2-0, they seem to be coasting. Horlock's goal, though, changed that. Dickoff with the equaliser. And Manchester City have started in extra time where they left off at the end of the 90 minutes. They're looking positive. Cleared by Carr. Feel some sympathy for Darren Carr, who came on at 2-0 and suddenly the whole picture has changed. Here's Tony Vaughan, who postponed his wedding in anticipation of Manchester City being involved in the playoffs. Ball played around towards Dickoff, and Bartram is out.
Well, there's a few tired legs out there, but I can tell you Paul Dickoff won't be fit as a flea.
Vaughan. Southall. Hessenthaler and Taylor are up with him. Southall has been very strong with the run.
He's obviously tired as well. He's come right in and on his right foot, couldn't keep it down. No trouble to Weaver. But this fella certainly troubled Nicky Weaver. Smith, good little ball, came off Beacons, stabs at Asaba, and that was the first one. Then Asaba, superb to Taylor, and surely now that was it for the City fans. But suddenly, back they come, Horlock driving it low to give them a glimmer of hope, and suddenly Dickoff, who's played so well, finds the top corner. Fantastic.
Well, the one ace that Gillingham may well have up their sleeve is that while Manchester City have used all of their substitutes, Tony Pulis does still have one in reserve, and in John Hodge, he does have a man who is a potential match winner. He got a 90th minute equaliser after coming on as a substitute against Macclesfield in October. Plays as a winger, but as I think we saw demonstrated in the live Gillingham game we covered against Bournemouth, he can come on and certainly pep things up.
His manager must be thinking about it. Just to give his players a lift, a fresh face, fresh legs.
As it is, Gillingham in a promising position here from this free kick if Hessenthaler can orchestrate something. Saunders, who came in with a header, but as he did with an earlier one, darted across the face.
He's a dangerous customer, isn't he, arriving late in the box? That's his third one, Rob. He's got his head on. Just flinging himself, and again, like the diving header earlier, can't get enough on it.
Beacons. This is Edgehill. Knocked down by Taylor. Whitley just controlled it with his hand.
A yard and a half away from the referee. He wasn't getting away with that one. Well, Mark Halsey was in good form in the hotel yesterday. Big smiles on his face, but this has been difficult. The penalty, the one he missed, the handball, Ashby, and suddenly the Gillingham players will be asking, where did the 5 minutes come from?
Here's Dickoff. Taylor. Dickoff, Horlock's continued his run into the box. Looking for Gota with a cross. He's flicked in towards Taylor, and Saunders in the end had to get it away, but the flag was up for offside.
Yeah, good decision. Dickoff, I think, when Gota just got the little flick on, the referee was quick with the flag. Dickoff again, good work. A nice little flick. You can see Taylor a good yard and a half offside. And just for a minute, the Gillingham fans, well, the hearts were in their mouth again. I tell you, Rob, both sets of fans have been superb. Gillingham fans, they must be absolutely gutted, but cheering the side on. A good, what, 40,000, well, must be almost 40,000. City fans, heartbroken, suddenly, kiss of life.
Vikins. Here's Dickoff. It's Sean Gota. Challenged by Carr. Bishop. Dickoff. Edger.
Dickoff's just playing off the front two at the moment. And Gillingham have to be aware of it. Gota and Taylor, the strikers. Dickoff just sort of playing in between them. And Taylor at the far post, as we know, if the service is right, he's a handful.
Here's Cook. Hessenthaler's the player fouled.
Hessenthaler's got through so much work. Cook disagrees with the decision. This fella's a battler.
Well, they're a team not built around individual stars. They give a very consistent level of performance. And Tony Pulis must have thought that his side had it in the bag at 2-0. But once Horlock scored, it was always a bit risky once the board went up, showing the 5 minutes allotted time added. Bishop. Spreading it to Gota, who keeps it in well. He's looking for Taylor with a cross, and Pennick decides not to risk leaving it to his goalkeeper. Back in from Cook.
And this desperate defending from Gillingham now. City pushing forward, smelling victory. Pennick, who's played so well along Lashby and Butters, still they have to defend.
Richard Edgehill. Made room well for the cross, and it found its way through. Appealing for hands then against Butters.
Butters didn't know anything about that, even if it did hit his hand, which I'm not sure it did. Knew nothing about it.
Here's Vaughan.
Next penalties, here we come.
Well, it would be a sad way for it to end. Kevin Horlock missed one of the penalties the last time that Manchester City were involved in a shootout against Blackpool last season. Lee Bradbury was the man who missed the other kick as City were knocked out of that League Cup tie 4-2 on spot kicks.
Let's hope it's not penalties. But the both sides to me look shattered out there. Physically and mentally.
The man who saved Kevin Horlock's kick is probably going to be here tomorrow with Bolton, Steve Banks.
Dickoff is still screaming at the referee.
Horlock with a free kick. Not his best, and he knows it.
Not his best, but he'll be forgiven after giving them a kiss of life. Getting them back to 2-1.
Well, Joe Royle has been through many Wembley occasions before, but I'm sure none will match the intensity and drama of this one. His team looks dead and buried. But they refuse to lie down after that goal from Bob Taylor. And now can that strength of spirit carry them to an extra time winner? Dickoff lays it off for Whitley this time. Dickoff wants the return and gets it. Gota and Taylor are both in the box, and it's gone across Taylor. Gone behind.
Well, once again, Hessenthaler was round there helping Ashby out, and Dickoff trying to find Taylor at the far post, couldn't get his left foot round the ball. It's good play. It was a lovely layoff eventually by Dickoff, and suddenly tries to get it in the far post, and I tell you what, that's not far away from the far post. Bounce, hitting it and going in.
Dickoff has been Gillingham's chief tormentor as the game has worn on. Patterson with the throw. Here's Sean Gota. Smith. Good strength has been shown by Saunders here, but Whitley tracking that well. Edgehill. Taylor. Richard Edgehill. Bishop. Whitley. Kevin Horlock. It's Paul Dickoff. Southall. Now Taylor looking to feed Saunders.
What a good ball from Taylor. What a good ball. Saunders tried to get in front of Edgehill. Superb stuff. And that's what Gillingham, Rob, are so dangerous on the quick breaks. City are passing the ball more crisper. They're finding the men easier, but when Gillingham break, they're still a major threat.
That late break apart, it seemed to be City's half on points, the first half of extra time. Barry Ashby pulled up with a bit of a knock towards the end of that first period of extra time. Joe Royle may be hoping that that can be exploited. It was another tangle with Paul Dickoff. And at the time that Ashby picked up that injury, Gillingham had been thinking about the possibility of a substitution anyway in the form of John Hodge. They may just hold fire on that now and see how Ashby manages.
John Hodge must be sitting there saying, Gaffer, get us on. You know, I'm missing a cracker here. Give us a chance.
Well, if he's to come on, he'll want to come on with enough time to make something happen.
We're back to half chances again. Who can take it? Defenders make a little slip or a bit of magic.
Cue John Hodge then, and it's Mark Patterson who's going off to make way for the former Walsall man. Hodge is no newcomer to Wembley. He was actually substituted in his only previous appearance at this stadium in the 1994 Autoglass Trophy final, when his Swansea side beat Huddersfield 3-1 on penalties. But his job now is to ensure that this game doesn't go to penalties. Southall. Taylor. It's Southall again. Foul by Vikins.
Yes, obstruction. It's a positive run from Southall, and Vikins looks as if he's going to earn himself a yellow. It's a body check. It's not nasty, but it's good positive running here from Southall. The arm comes across him. I think Southall makes a meal of it, which earns Vikins a yellow card.
It's only the second booking for a Manchester City player. Gerard Vikins and Gareth Taylor, the men cautioned. Each team attacking the end where all of the second half goals were scored. Hodge's first touch is a free kick into the area, which is cleared by Horlock. Back to him. Terry Cook comes away with it. He's looking for Dickoff. Taylor will do, though. Bishop. Gota. Hessenthaler gets there.
That's good stuff, this is. There's fierce challenges flying in, but fair challenges.
Dickoff gets the ball across.
This is a bit desire now, Rob. Who really wants to win this? Who wants to sneak it?
Dickoff. Whitley. Now Taylor. It's Cook. And he's fed it through to Sean Gota.
Superb from Butters. Brilliant from Butters. Southall almost clipped the heels of Sean Gota, but Butters comes over again. What a match he's had. Just as Gore's about to strike, over comes the big centre-half. And gets a foot. Good ball by Cook. Gore thinks, here we go, and Butter's there again.
It's Bishop who gets it across. City anxious to flood the penalty area in that sort of situation where they've got a promising match-winning position. Cook.
Again, Dickoff making the run between the three centre-backs. And he's pal Bartram again. Reads it well. I bet they have a chandy out or two together tonight, regardless of the outcome.
That passes from Ian Bishop. And Weaver has to be sure-footed there against Bob Taylor. Saunders. Smith. And Smith get the better of Vaughan here. Edgill, who's been switching between left and right in extra time. Now Whitley. Now Bishop. Hooks out wide. Taylor and Goethe are through the middle. Dickoff at the left edge of the penalty area. It's Terry Cook. And it spins off the head of Carr for the corner.
Look at his face. Pressure again for Gillingham to defend against. But I think Bishop's done well, Rod, since he's come on. He's suddenly given them a passer. Whereas Brown works hard, Bishop suddenly looks to thread balls through or wide out to Cook.
Well, the pressure has been unceasing since Porlock's goal dragged City back into this game with a chance. Bishop here lines one up for Whitley. Is there enough of a gap? It gets a flicked header anyway. Vaughan's touch.
Oh, Tony Vaughan there, that could have gone anywhere. Whitley suddenly on his left foot says, no one's closing, I'll hit it first time. Vaughan just heading over.
He's put his wedding back to the 11th of June to accommodate involvement in the playoffs, Tony Vaughan. He must have wondered if it was the right decision when he started the game on the bench anyway. But he's on now. And he, like the other 21 players on the pitch. Oh, it's broken here. Could it be for Hodge? He beat Weaver to it, but Weaver was strong twice. One moment of uncertainty there could have been so costly, but Weaver was steadfast.
Just wondered if Saunders would have used his left foot there. Weaver might not have been getting away with it. Tony Vaughan almost.
Here's Ashby, here's Taylor. Vaughan gets it away. This not a stage of the game to be taking any risks at all. Taylor comes back and dispossesses Gareth Taylor.
Tony Vaughan, must be a sign of relief. Just a little bit casual here. But watch this Saunders. Had he used that, just when it comes to him on his left foot, he tries to whip it with his right over the head of Weaver. Had he used his left, I think he'd had a better chance, a better angle.
Well, they have been susceptible to the odd careless goal. Your thoughts go back to the first leg of the playoffs when they were a goal behind in the first 20 seconds through a bit of carelessness between Beacons and Weaver. Porlock on the attack here, look at the Dickoff! Oh, headed straight into the goalkeeper's hands.
What a chance, what a ball from Horley. Taylor does well, gives it Horler, and this is glorious chance, slightly behind him. And his pal again says, thanks, wee man. You can't, his effort has been sensational. Paul Dickoff, no wonder he's such a favourite at Main Road. But Bartram, well, it's just slightly behind him. Curling ball, straight at Bartram, and the keeper again, in the right place at the right time, the fancy winner. No, not again. Brilliant.
Well, Paul Dickoff's only involvement at Wembley before was as a squad member with Arsenal. It was at Highbury where he linked up with Vince Bartram and where their families became so close. Essenthaler running into Edgehill, but emerging victorious from that challenge. It's Paul Smith!
Just when I thought he's going to pick his spot with his left foot. I think it's Bishop who comes out and closes him and eventually catches him. Hesson-Tyler doesn't panic, he doesn't just chuck it in the box. He's gone then, Smithy. Out comes Bishop with a lunge and certainly catches him. Half a chance. Smith couldn't get his legs moving quick enough. Closed down quickly. The chance goes a-begging. Smith gets a kick on the shin and a little limp. What a match this has turned out to be. And Gillingham, they've played their part. Look at this, 17 against City 16. And City just edge it on target. Saunders. Now Hodge. Good build up this from Gillingham, and he couldn't find the finish. I tell you what, it's a handball. That's a handball from Jeff Whitley. He slid in. What a situation that was for Gillingham. He's only got to pick someone out. Look at the left arm. And that evens up for me the penalty in the first half. Saunders cuts it back. Whitley with the left arm. Surely stops the ball. Got into the box. 1-1 on penalties not given. The corner is given, and Hodge is the man to take it. Gillingham substitute. It's the kick across. Goethe gets it away. And Southall. Hodge. Pollock. Taylor. It's Sean Goethe, who's found Paul Dickoff, who come deep for it and hits one! I tell you what, he's trying to take this bottle of champagne for man of the match off Finn's Bartram, and how close is this? Good play from Goethe, the touch is good, lets fly, right foot, beats the keeper, and 6 inches wide of the crossbar. Dickoff almost putting City in front. Just over 5 minutes of extra time left. The dreaded penalties loom large for these two sides. Good tenacity from Edgehill. Gone inside Ashby. Again, it's a positive run, and look who's back there getting the tackle in. Hesson-Tyler again. He's got through so much work, he's taken a little knock, but it's good positive stuff from Edgehill. Gets across Hesson-Tyler, and Hesson-Tyler just nicks the ball, but referee says caught the man first. They have plenty of strength back there to defend against the City line, do Gillingham. It's Horlock's delivery. Deakins who knocks it on. Wouldn't land for Dickoff. Hesson-Tyler's there again. So Hesson-Tyler and Dickoff had a good little scrap, both the same weight, same height. And who, well, none of them deserve to be on a losing side, do they? Dickoff reached for it, and the goalkeeper had to make sure that the ball stuck to him then. I tell you what, I think this is a smashing save. I really do. I think it's a smashing save. It's difficult. Look at the bodies in there. Goethe just waiting for a slip. Great stop. And the sort of conditions we've had today, couldn't necessarily blame the goalkeeper had that one got away. Pressure is unrelenting. Cook's ball, though, a major disappointment for City. Oh, this little fella, you know, he's been such a star this season for City. Eventually moving across from Old Trafford to Main Road on a permanent basis. And a couple of times late on in this match, he's had great opportunities to pick someone out. Well, if the match is to be won in extra time, it'll be done with a goal in front of their own fans. But for penalties, it's the referee who has the choice of ends. That could be a fairly crucial decision. Mark Halsey just
checking the watch. I'm sure one or two of the Gillingham players will want to check it for him after the amount of time that he added on to the 90.
That's why I think he'll have it at the tunnel end so he can get down that tunnel quick.
Smith.
I tell you what, Smith's played ever so well as well in that midfield area for Gillingham, battling away, made the first goal, powering forward, taking his chances, and digging in deep.
Well, Sabre and Taylor, I suppose, have taken a lot of the glory this year through their goal-scoring exploits, but they're a team of heroes all around Gillingham. Solid, dependable and workmanlike unit. Clearance by Pennock. To set Taylor on his way again. Vikins, though, deals with it.
See, City sometimes it's 2-on-2 there. You know, they're so intent on getting forward. Time's running out. And they've just got to be careful they don't get caught again. Because Taylor will punish them.
Dick off. Here's Whitley. Edgehill. Whitley again. Taylor knocks it down. Butters.
Brilliant. Brilliant Butters. Arm could have come out there. No. On the chest and a clearance.
Tense, nervous moments these. A time for maximum concentration from Gillingham. And Cook has got around Southall. And Carr came in and caught him late.
Well, it's not been a dirty game, Rob, but that is a nasty one. I think he could be in big, big trouble here. Carr really launches himself here after a beautiful bit of skill, the nutmegs, but look at this. Whack! That is nasty.
Well, literally like being hit by a car for poor old Terry Cook. Left floored by the challenge.
Well, he's on a wee look. What's coming out? Is it yellow or is it red? A huge disappointment if Mark Halsey produces red.
He's taking his time over the production of the card. And it is yellow.
Now look at the time. Seconds remaining. Can City win it off this free kick?
Stoppage time in extra time. Kevin Horlock, the man who gave them a foothold in this match, is the man over the free kick. City deploying as many as they can afford to in the attack as Horlock takes it, and Pennock deals with it.
Well, what a match this has been. Oh, superb. One more tomorrow. Can it be more exciting than this?
There's a minute of injury time to be added, the seconds of which are already draining away as Manchester City take their time over this throw-in. One last chance to prevent penalties and win it in open play, and they're not even going to get that. For the first time, the second division playoff final has gone to penalties, and now for Tony Pulis and Joe Royle, it's the lottery. The luck of the draw, and Vince Bartram and Paul Dickoff, best mates, each one has managed to get one up on the other during the course of the game. Bartram making a vital save, but Dickoff later on scoring past him, who will be having the biggest smile at the end of the nerve-wracking contest that lies ahead. A penalty shootout is then 2-2 after extra time.
Well, anybody connected with Charlton and Sunderland will know exactly how these Manchester City and Gillingham players and supporters are feeling at the moment. Alan Buckley and Clive Allen are with me. Alan, extraordinary stuff.
Fantastic game. Yeah, what must be remembered is every player out there has given everything they've got. And it'll be a shame for somebody to miss a penalty and miss out on promotion.
And Clive, anything Manchester United can do, Manchester City can do just as well.
Well, it's quite an incredible comeback, but I just hope now that it's joy for the City supporters. The highs and lows that they go through, Marcus, quite unbelievable.
Well, Alex Stepney, the former Manchester United goalkeeper, giving Nicky Weaver a few words of advice. He's wobbled a couple of times during the course of the 120 minutes played so far, but he has a golden opportunity to become an absolute hero in the next 15 minutes or so. Now we hear that the penalties are to be taken at the Manchester City end. That's the tunnel end, and if my memory serves me correctly, that's the end that they were taken at last year when Charlton and Sunderland went head-to-head, and of course Charlton emerged victorious that afternoon. Now, just in case you came in late, let's remind you of the 4 goals that we've seen so far. The first didn't arrive until the 82nd minute. Carlos Saba putting Gillingham in front. Tony Pulis thought that was enough to secure First Division football next season, and when Asaba put through his strike partner Robert Taylor, we all thought Gillingham were going up into the top 2 divisions for the first time ever. But then, in the 90th minute, Kevin Horlock did that. A lot of City fans had departed at that stage, and in the 95th minute, Paul Dickoff completed the comeback, taking us into extra time. Inevitably, Alan, it was a tense 30 minutes, but City had the chances even then, didn't they?
Yeah, I felt in the extra time period Manchester City settled down, passed the ball quite well, and if any team looked like winning it in that period, it would have been them.
I suppose, Clive, we shouldn't be surprised it's come down to this when you bear in mind the ups and downs of Manchester City Football Club over the past decade or so.
Well, that's right. They keep their supporters on the edge of their seats. They've done exactly that this afternoon. And as I said just now, Marcus, I do feel for them, and I do hope that City are triumphant at the end of this. No disrespect to Gillingham, but what an incredible situation to be in. They thought they were dead and buried and out of it.
Very briefly, Alan, no matter what happens after this, the Gillingham supporters are going to say, where did those 5 minutes of stoppage time come from at the end of 90 minutes?
Well, there's so long substitutions they allow for now, injuries, things like that. They were quite lucky. I thought I had to sit through 6 last year, so they'll be happy with 5.
Well, the 2 sides have sorted out who is going to take the first 5. Remember, it's 5 each, and if it's still level after that, it goes down to sudden death. Charlton won 7-6 last season. We saw Watford and Birmingham shoot it out for a place in the First Division final tomorrow. I'm sure that Graham Taylor and his side are watching on with great interest and wondering if their afternoon is going to end in this sort of climax 24 hours from now. Extraordinary moment. And Mr. Halsey is just checking the numbers. Presumably he's been given the list of the first 10 penalty takers at this stage, Clive.
Yeah, I think they'll all be in order. I think obviously from Gillingham's point of view, no Carlos Saba having been substituted, so he's not available to take a penalty, which could be rather crucial, that.
Alan, what advice would you be giving to your players if Grimsby found themselves in this sort of situation?
I think, to be honest with us, we've got quite capable penalty takers, and the first 5 would certainly have been in my mind before it ever came to that, you know, but just try and be as confident as possible and strike the ball well. It's a bit of a lottery, to be honest, at the moment, isn't it?
Well, it certainly is. I wonder if both these teams have been practicing penalties. I heard Tommy Taylor of Leyton Orient say last week that his side hadn't bothered. Well, it didn't come to that yesterday, but some teams don't bother with penalty practice.
Again, I think it depends upon the manager and whether he has the confidence in his side to win it within the time allotted. But I do think that when you know that it's the possibility of this situation arising, that some preparation should have been done.
OK, well, it's the moment of truth. After 9 months and 49 games, it's coming down to 10 spot kicks. Back to Alan Brazil and Rob Hawthorne.
Well, what they'd give to have Branny Lee out there. He was the penalty-taking master, wasn't he? Got 13 in a season once, which I think still stands as a record. And Kevin Horlock, who missed in that last penalty shootout that Manchester City were involved in against Blackpool in the League Cup last season, is going to be the first man to step up for them in the second division playoff final. It's Horlock against Vince Bartram, and City are 1 up.
Well, you could see the tension in Horlock's face as he stepped up there. What a good penalty this is, because Bartram's moving about. He goes the wrong way, Horlock drives it with a bit of pace, sends him the wrong way. City 1 up.
First time that Gillingham have been involved in a penalty shootout in a competitive match for 11 seasons since they beat Brighton 5-4 on kicks in a first-round League Cup tie. The jeers and the whistling are aimed at Paul Smith, who takes Gillingham's first spot kick. And it's saved by Weaver!
I'm just wondering there, Rob, all the boos, the City fans jump behind that tunnel end goal. This fella's had a great match for me, Paul Smith. And he just goes to drive it. Weaver with his feet. The times we see the ball go right in the middle of the goal, but Weaver's left foot keeps the ball out, and anguish for Paul Smith.
Well, if you're going to miss one early in the hope that it can be recovered somewhere down the line. He has now got to pray for the misfortune of someone within the Manchester City ranks. But Paul Dickoff here has the opportunity to give City a healthy 2-0 lead in the shootout. And it hit the post and stayed out.
Unbelievable. It hits both posts here. Unbelievable. Bartram was floored. Thought he was beaten. And Dickoff can't believe it. Sends him the wrong way. Look, one post, two posts and out to safety. And Bartram against his good friend. Can't believe his luck. Oh, unbelievable.
What a massive contrasting emotions this man has had. Paul Smith is feeling hugely relieved at this moment in time. But can Adrian Pennock now draw Gillingham level? Oh, he's missed! Well, this is no penalty-taking masterclass at the moment.
Well, last year in the playoff First Division final, the penalties were sensational. Not this time, and what a shame again. He's battled, he's worked so hard, Pennock, and the tension, the occasion, just getting to him.
The nerves are getting to both sets of players, and look at the fans as well. They can barely bring themselves to watch. Terry Cook, another opportunity for Manchester City to go 2-0 up. And he scores!
I'll tell you what, that takes guts, you know. Because this little fella, I don't think's had a very good game this afternoon, and that would be playing in his mind. But this is a quality penalty. That is just inside the right-hand post of Bartram. That is quality, that is guts. City now favourites.
John Hodge, who'd been substituted when Swansea beat Huddersfield here on penalties in the Auto Glass Trophy final of 5 years ago, is the man who steps forward now. It's a crucial kick for John Hodge of Gillingham, and he scores their first successful penalty of the shootout.
Oh, what a good penalty. There was heaps of pressure on this guy. Right foot, top corner, sends the keeper the wrong way. And Gillingham have a lifeline again. And what an important penalty coming up now for Richard Edgehill. This is massive.
Richard Edgehill, a man who's never scored a goal in his senior career, but steps up to take what he hopes will be the third successful spot kick to Manchester City. And that really would put the pressure on Gillingham's next taker if Edgehill could score here. And he does!
Well, I think this one has just sent Main Road. The Main Road fans absolutely ballistic. In off the crossbar, I'm sure. The underside of the bar. Oh, just for a minute. He must have been thinking, had he given it too much elevation?
If Guy Butters misses this penalty, Manchester City will be in the First Division next season. Gillingham will stay in Division 2. He has missed it! Manchester City are up! They did it the hard way, but Nicky Weaver calls them forward for the celebrations. Celebrations that are fully merited for the way they fought their way back into it. He can hardly contain himself. Look at him. It's been an extraordinary way to do it, but Manchester City are there. They are the genuine soap opera club. Cliffhangers upon cliffhangers in their fall down the table. They were 2-0 down in this contest. They fought their way back to 2-2 in extra time. And now Well, by virtue of a 3-1 victory on penalties, they are there. They've completed one small step on their road back to the Premiership. Joe Royle's team have done it.
Well, what a couple of weeks for Manchester. Unbelievable. As much as I'm pleased for Manchester City, oh, this is a cruel, cruel game. Tony Vaughan, ecstatic. But how you feel for the Gillingham players. 2-0 they were down. I feel so sorry. Some of the City fans were out the exit, heartbroken, 2-0 down, and suddenly in injury time, this little fella, along with Horlick's contribution, has got them back in it. Incredible. Nicky Weaver, wow. What can you say? Sensational stuff.
But in contrast to the delight of Nicky Weaver is the man whose penalty he prevented from keeping Gillingham in the hunt. Poor Guy Butters, you feel for him, you always feel for the last penalty taker, and you feel too for the man of the match, Vince Bartram, who will have a bottle of champagne at the end of the evening, who did everything he could in normal time to keep City out, including that extraordinary save with his feet from Paul Dickoff. But in the end, it is his best man who will be playing in the First Division next season. It's mission accomplished, part one of the recovery route for Joe Royle and his team. And Nicky Weaver, the man in whom he's placed his faith, really has come up trumps. John Hodge, the only successful penalty taker in the Gillingham ranks, but all to no avail.
Wow, unbelievably. Absolutely unbelievable. And Joe Royle, wow, he's a relieved man. At 2-0 down, you still have faith in Sir Joe, but he must have thought, I don't believe this. Unbelievable, and I feel for these people. They've come here in the thousands. They must have surely thought the fairy tale had happened. Division 1. And they have shouted their team on fantastically well this afternoon. They should be proud of their side.
Well, Gillingham were on the brink of an historic rise to previously unknown levels. Manchester City, who'd sunk into this division for the first time in their history, have bounced back at the first attempt. But my, what a close call it was. They relied on the steady nerve of their goalkeeper to see them through in the end. And 20-year-old Nicky Weaver's nerve was steady. He made the vital save at the vital time, and he's talking now to Alan Bentley.
As well, but I just 5 minutes ago we were dead and buried, and then to come back like we did, obviously Paul got the equaliser, showed great character and the spirit in the camp.
And what a finale it was.
Oh, I mean, I feel for Gillingham because all 46 league games into 10 penalties, and they were same with Sunderland last year, but it's just one of those things, and luckily we come out on top.
We've got Paul Dickoff with us as well. What a roller coaster emotions for you today.
Yeah, it was, you know, I had the chance just when they were 1-0 up and Ben saved it. Then equalising the last minute at Wembley was unbelievable for me, you know, and then missed the penalty.
All's well and ends well.
Yeah, it was, you know, the lads, I mean, people talk about the confidence at our club, and the resilience and the attitude that the players have got is unbelievable, and I think they showed that again today.
Well done, go and get your medals, well done.
Well, the medals are a nice end to the day for these City players, but the more important thing on the agenda for them is the sort of opposition they'll be facing again next year.
I honestly don't think that's in their minds at the moment, Rob. You know, they must have been shattered when Robert Taylor's goal went in. But it just shows you the character. And for little Dickoff, I thought he was superb. You know, he just kept going and going and going. He'd almost heartbreak. The chance, a side foot that was saved by Bartram. He must have been thinking, I've blown it, I've blown it, I've blown it. He kept going, and with his right foot somehow found the top corner. And from then on, in extra time, I thought City were the better side. But I really do feel for Gillingham. I thought they were superb, the fans, but there's got to be a winner in the playoffs. And now they head up the steps to get the medals and the cup.
And weary they may be, but what a great feeling this is for Andy Morrison, who really was a crucial signing for Joe Royle this season when he brought him in from Huddersfield. He says he bought not only a player in Morrison, but a captain as well. And that inspirational leadership has led to Morrison now lifting the trophy. It's Manchester City who are the second division playoff winners of 1999. And Nicky Weaver, whose handling has been reasonably assured throughout the whole game and whose crucial penalty save made it all possible, doesn't want to let the trophy go.
You just wonder, Rob, is this a start of a City resurgence? That's what these fans all around the team now, giving them their claim, I think. And is this a start?
Well, the City fans really have been beyond reproach. They've still turned out in their numbers, and in many ways that was the most difficult task that City faced in coping with that heavy burden of expectation. But they've started to fulfill that expectation now, and the heroes all along the line taking their medals. Kevin Horlock, who ensured that it was possible with his late goal. Lee Crooks, Michael Brown, who will remember the days when City were in the Premiership. Are they now on the road back there? They're certainly all hoping that that's the case. Ian Bishop, who has plenty to celebrate a day after his 34th birthday. Gerard Beekins, another medal to add, having won the club's Player of the Year accolade. Sean Gota and Paul Dickoff. What a match it's been for him. Thwarted on one occasion by his best man, but he beat him with that crucial and absolutely priceless equalising goal, and then went to miss a penalty in the shootout that hit the inside of both posts. Extraordinary.
Now the party begins. Incredible. Away to our right, the masses have come down from Manchester. What a topsy-turvy match for them this afternoon. I said it was going to be a long journey back up the M6, the crawl through Birmingham. They'll whiz through it now.
Well, it's yet another match that shows you to expect the unexpected in football. Gillingham looked home and dry until that late turnaround. And Sean Gota must be as delighted as anyone. He's talking now to Alan Bentley.
Sean, have you ever played in a game anything like this?
No, you know, it was magnificent, you know, a great game to be a part of. I mean, a sellout. Both crowds were brilliant. It went right to the end, and, you know, you start to think that maybe it's over. You look up, you have a look at the clock, and they're saying something, I don't know, 5 minutes or something like that. And then we got little Dickie who's got a chance to suck it away, give us, you know, that extra time. So we were well pleased with that.
Manchester United did it in midweek, didn't they? I think we need to test the water in Manchester.
Well, yeah, I mean, they've done it with one goal down. Obviously, we had to put it back with 2 goals. But, yeah, it was never say die belief that we've got amongst the players. We're well pleased, you know. We've had a hard time early in the season, but we kept sticking away. We would have liked to do it straight promotion, but we better come here, but this is brilliant. I mean, it's going to be a party now.
Well done. Go get your photograph. Cheers.
Well, as Sean Gota says there, they must have been so lifted by the sight of the board saying that 5 minutes of stoppage time were to be added on, and that gave them the lift in confidence that they clearly needed just when their spirits seemed to be flagging.
Without a doubt, and I'm sure Tony Poulos will be asking that question, where did the 5 minutes come from? But I think the referee, it couldn't have been easy for him out there because it was frantic. It wasn't a nasty game by any means. I thought Housey maybe first half, that was a clear penalty for me to City, and I'm sure if City had gone out, they'd have been asking the same questions. Why didn't you give it? But he's not showing too much emotion there. A little wry smile. We don't believe it. He is bubbling inside.
Well, he has a long-term plan for the club, of course, and this is only stage one, which is maybe why he'll want to keep the celebrations relatively low-key when they get back to Manchester. Because bear in mind that they finished third in the table, and because of the way the league's structured, that still counts as their lowest ever finish in the Football League table. But is this the start of the comeback?
Well, someone's going to be singing later on tonight as well, the Gallagher brothers. I believe they're here, Rob. I think they'll be down in a few pints.
Let's hope they behave themselves at the party.
Look at Joe now. He's letting it all go. He been thinking, sitting on that bench when Taylor's goal goes in.
Well, they've had consistent, solid support, and that support now has been well and truly rewarded. Now they're hoping to continue onward and upward, and look at them, players appreciating the fans, worshipping them. That says it all. Yes, there are the Gallagher brothers enjoying the occasion. Hardly keeping their emotions in check, but plenty for them to celebrate. Particularly the manner in which the victory was achieved, because it was such a seesaw match, but Nicky Weaver's the man who had the final say. 20-year-old goalkeeper in his first full season in the team. He'd made just one league appearance for Mansfield before Manchester City bought him. Now a huge step in his career. And the young Michael Brown. There may well be changes ahead in the summer as Joe Royle looks to structure a team that's capable of making the next step up. Because the elation of this match will soon slip away in the next few months, and the planning for next year will begin. The signing of Terry Cook at a crucial stage of the season kept Manchester City on course, demonstrated their ambition. And Paul Dickoff came into the team with a late run at just the right stage of the season. Got crucial goals when it mattered. Gareth Taylor, at last a Wembley winner, twice a runner-up, disappointed in last year's playoffs at the semi-final stage, but now enjoying all this adulation. So Manchester City bouncing back from the lowest point of their history. They've already spent the longest period in their history outside of the top division, the war years apart. But the first part of their mission to get back there amongst the elite has now been accomplished, and accomplished in the most dramatic style. They've recaptured some of the spirit shown by Manchester United in Barcelona. And let's hear from their manager, Joe Royle. He's talking to Alan Bentley.
Fine-ish.
The master of the understatement as usual.
Yes, well, we kept going. I mean, it seems there's two teams in Manchester that go for 90 minutes, doesn't it?
What a game, though. Have you ever experienced anything like that in your career?
Not really, not for sheer drama. 2-0 down, we've got 5-6 minutes to go, and, you know, it looks hard for us because we hadn't played well. We'd had chance, but not played well. And big Gareth coming on, and Bishop particularly. Bishop got us playing and passing better. And all of a sudden we came with a rush, you know, and I fancied us to win it in extra time. But for some reason or other, we changed what we'd been doing to get us back into the game, and we started bloody playing too many short passes again. You know, I mean, we got back in by pressing them around their own box, and it's very, very cruel. It's a very, very cruel system. Despite today, I'm not and never will be a fan of the playoff system.
Now the chance for a blue party in Manchester.
Oh, there'll be a blue party, but not